It's Grand Final Tuesday in beautiful South Australia. It's the Super League Baseball League. I think I said too many leagues in there. You get the point. Brought to you by Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse. After a long await for this game because of a COVID shutdown and everything that happened in between, we're finally here. It's December 22nd. It's the Seahawks. It's the Marlins. It is the 2020 Super League Grand Final. Eric Ballner here, welcoming you to the broadcast with Scott Pratt, GM of the Seahawks, and Michael Dunn, GM of the Marlins. Boys, it's been a longer season than we expected, but we finally made it to Grand Final Day.
Yeah, it's taken us a while to get here, hasn't it? We sort of don't even remember each other's names at the moment, I don't think. It's been that long since we've seen each other, so...
No one can forget you, mate.
That's a very good point, Scotty. But no, we're happy to be here, and the two teams should put on a pretty good show. There's no SABL games for the rest of the year, so everyone's ready to do what they need to do to try and help their team win. We don't have to manage arms as such for tonight. Boys are rocking and ready to get it on.
Yeah, this sort of puts a ribbon on the 2020 baseball calendar here in South Australia. And if this is your first time watching the Super League, you picked a good time to join in. It's the grand final. There's someone that's going to be crowned a winner. Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse has hooked up the teams with a great prize as well at the end of this game. But what is this? It's a battle between the best players from the northeast of South Australia and the Adelaide metropolitan region and the south. The south is the Seahawks. The northeast, that's the Marlins. The south, undefeated, and they've rolled through some teams, haven't lost a game this season yet. You're the general manager of that team. They're a pretty loaded side, to put it lightly.
Very much so. They are a very, very loaded side, and there's a lot of good quality baseballers in there. As we know, we talked about the ABL experience that they do have, but there's also some great young up-and-coming players. We've talked about Liam Scott before. There's Harry Nucky. You know, the list goes on with the young kids that we do have, but also with the veterans in Cakebread and Creswell, and then, you know, you got Geordie Mcardle, Angus Roger. You know, it is a very, very good side, but you know what? It doesn't matter now. What matters is what you do out there tonight, and that's going to be the key to who makes the plays, executing, making the plays. That's when it's the big league baseball. This is the most important part of the time now.
Well, let's go through the lineup right now because, as you said, it is basically an Australian Baseball League lineup. You got Mitch Lightbody. He's on the Giants. He's with Sturt Baseball Club, but he's an ABL player with 3-4 years experience. Riley Moore. He's won an NCAA championship in college. Jordan Mcardle, one of the best Australian players in the ABL. Angus Roger, over 200 games. Rickson Wingrove, he's under 21 years old. He's a Phillies affiliate. And he's with the Adelaide Giants. Jeremy Creswell and Cakebread, the middle infield for the Adelaide Bite for many years. Harry Nucky, he's on the Giants training squad right now, one of those young kids coming through. And Matt Hutchings, he has a few years already on the books with the Adelaide Bite and the Giants. This is an ABL lineup that your Marlins have to go against, and that you've coached a lot of these players as a coach of the Giants. Yeah,
it's an interesting concept to go up, and we still think that the lineups is the Seahawks hitting against the Marlins pitching.
Which is ABL pitching.
Which is all ABL pitching, right? So it goes both ways, and if we can hold them down, if we can hold the bats down, we'll have a really good game. If they blow it open, they blow it open. But we've changed things up a little bit tonight. We got guys' arms that are ready to go, and as you said, most of them are ABL quality pitchers. So it should be an interesting tussle. Yeah, and the team that makes the least mistakes is going to win.
That's right.
Pretty simple, right?
And Pratty, you talk about that ABL pitching that your Seahawks have to go against. Starting on the mound tonight will be Jason Lott, a guy that earned a Phillies minor league contract after a stellar ABL season with the Giants last year. Riley Yateman, he's on the training squad right now, young up-and-comer. Tom Fitzgerald, Greg Moselle.
Riley Yateman's been outstanding out here.
Unbelievable.
He hasn't put a foot wrong out here either.
How about the matchup, though, between the two hottest hitters in all of South Australia on the Marlins, in club ball and in this competition? It's been Austin Gallagher. For the Seahawks, it's been Riley Moore. Both players absolutely tearing it up in the local competition.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really going to come down to, as Michael was talking about before, the pitching is going to be where the one that makes that mistake, and we've seen that before, just leave that up at a good hitter's count. You can't afford to leave that up against some of these quality hitters. So be it with the Marlins or be it with the Seahawks, you make that mistake, you're going to get hurt.
And there's probably a conversation there too, but both teams are having that don't let Austin Gallagher beat you, don't let Riley Moore beat you.
Yep.
Right? So we'll throw around both of those hitters, or both teams will throw around both of those hitters to see who else can produce the goods.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
they can, right? So we
Yep.
see who else can do it.
Yep.
We'll get to more of the lineups and the quirks of the game, but Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse, they have been the title sponsor of this competition, and they've really made this all possible. They've offered a prize for the winning team today, so there's a lot more on the lines. But an awesome furniture warehouse, as we've seen throughout the season, located in Beverly. Their staff couldn't be more friendly in helping you. Free metropolitan delivery if you say, hey, I know the Super League when you walk in there.
Yeah, and how's these chairs that they've provided
Unbelievable.
for us? I've had a few people talk to me about how comfortable they are, and they're really as comfortable as they look, and they certainly do.
Yeah.
And, that whole free delivery, you can't put one of these in your car, so what a great idea is to throw that free delivery in, and
and Jason's got a huge Christmas sale on as well at the moment, so everything's even discounted further. So get down there, tell them you're with the Super League, and you'll get discounts, plus you'll also get delivery as well.
Well, you take a look at the field right now as young charter players are wrapping everything up right there on the ground. But also out on the outfield, you've got your 2 CMI Toyotas. You see people sporting those all around town. They're the other major partner of Baseball South Australia. Hey, if you're looking for a sweet holiday car, they've got 3 metropolitan locations right here around the Adelaide region. Just take a Google of CMI Toyota.
Yeah, the one on West Terrace is a beauty, isn't it?
Yep.
A lot of cars there to choose from.
But a good holiday gift if you're feeling extra generous. Why not a brand new car?
Merry Christmas.
Now, on the field, you see the Marlins coming out right now. They're with the charter teams. You had the Marlins, the Rays, and the Seahawks representing the 3 different regions of Adelaide. And on the field right now, those are the players that are the future Marlins, the future Rays, and the future Seahawks. It's all aligned this year in South Australia with the charter system. And we've seen a lot of good players now since this charter system has been introduced really make their way through the system. And you've been a big part of that over at Goodwood and in the South too.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to be a part of. Right from I started off as a development coach, would have been 5-6 years ago, and come through and had a trip over to Lismore and was a part of all that. And what it gives these young players is a pathway to get better, and it gives them the opportunity to play in some tight games and play more baseball. We know we need to play more, as we know in the States they play every day, right? And that's the biggest issue that we have here, is to get more games in. And what this provides is a great opportunity for them in a high-pressure competition, learn more about the game and the next level. And what I've seen over the years, and I've coached head-to-head against Riley and Carter Powell and these guys, and to see them now out here in the Super League, it's fantastic. We've had Brody Heaps, Peter Pake. Those guys have been a part of it as well for the Seahawks, and to see them now in the Super League, it's just a great pathway to have. And we know as with the Giants as well as something to achieve to, you've got to have something for these kids to work through and get
absolutely.
that experience.
And the thing being involved with the Giants program is, and I truly believe this, if we don't have this, the club ball kids, they don't have an opportunity to get to that level.
That's
because
right.
there is such a difference between the 2 competitions, right? So
the gap's
needs to
bigger,
have
isn't
this.
it? The gap's way bigger than what it even used to be when we were playing. It's now.
And people don't realise that.
Oh,
people don't realise that. So and that's the hardest thing, that we would love to have more guys from the local leagues to play in it, but the only way their abilities are going to improve is to play in competitions like this.
That's right.
Well, we'll pause for a moment for the national anthem and then get you set for the first pitch of the Super League Grand Final. Well, the national anthem done and dusted. We are moments away from the first pitch, but just before that anthem, we were talking about the development, bridging the gap between the senior competition in South Australia and the ABL. You learn a little bit more in that charter system, from Little League to Junior League to Senior League. As a kid growing up, your baseball skills have to grow in each level. But the Super League's no different, and they've designed some rules to put in those pressure situations. One of the big ones is the Joker card, and that will be a big moment of how this will be played. If it's your first game, what you can do is you can walk out right before the other team's about to bat, or you're about to bat, and you can say, hey, we're starting with runner on first, runner on second. You can use that once per game. We've seen it used a few different ways throughout the season. How are the teams going to use a joker card, that one-hit chance to get some runs on the board in this competition tonight?
Well, look, Mark Haylock is our head coach. I'm not going to question him. He knows the game better than anyone, and he's going to get a feel for when he needs to apply that, and I'll back him on what he thinks is going to be the right time. And we know that it's got to be a 2-run, 3-run, anything less than that is a fail, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and I guess the logical point that we make there too is, we've been around baseball long enough that it's going to be when the heart of the lineup's up.
Yeah,
right? So
you've got to have that feel, right?
It's either going to be the start of the lineup, or it's going to be 3, 4, 5 guys that are going to be up hitting.
Yep.
That's where you get the most productivity from, and that's when it will happen. It's just a matter of when it happens, right? So
and we talked about the pitching lineups. This is on paper. This is going to be a 1-run ball game.
Yep.
This is going to be the guy that executes at the right time, makes the play, the guys that put the bunts down. That's going to be the difference right there at that point. And that's where that joker card can get you that extra run to give you that extra buffer.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure out here on everybody. So,
yep.
It's we see minor rounds. You just float through minor round games, but there's a bit on the line here, and that's when you get a little bit you get frisky and things happen. So. Yeah. And then you say, don't hit it to me, don't hit it to me, and it continues to keep happening, right? So
that's right.
You've got to be able to control your emotions and pick your teammates up and make sure that you don't back another mistake with another mistake, and next minute you're 4 or 5 down and you're in trouble.
Yep. And that's where you want to be that guy. You want, hey, I want to make that play. I want to. The game's on the line. Hit that ball to me. I want to make that, and that's the difference of pressure and experience as well. And and I think. It will be when you're talking about Creswell, Cakebread as the guys up the middle, but hey, they're human. But you're expecting that those guys are going to really shine, and we've seen them make some good defensive plays this year.
Well, little mistakes can make a big difference in a grand final, and one of the men that will be shouldering a load of that is Michael Gaine. He's on the mound warming up. We're going to call him an opening pitcher in this, not a starter, because he can only go 30 pitches. That's the maximum he can go. He's got to be very efficient. He's had some good moments recently in club ball with Goodwood. He's putting on a phenomenal season for the Indians. I'm just going to pull up his numbers in a second here, but he's a pitcher with the Adelaide Giants. He's got an 0.95 ERA in club ball in 19 innings pitched, so he's doing very well right now, and he's going to be a big factor for the Seahawks tonight. Yeah,
we're looking for him to give us a good start, and you're only as good as your last game, right? And now what happens here is really important for him to build on the confidence, and he's working to something as well. This is a stepping stone and a great opportunity. He's done the hard work. He's got himself some good numbers at club ball, and now this is where he really needs to take that next step to put his name in front of you guys at the Giants. This is what he's aiming for.
Yep.
Sean Maple will be leading things off for the Northern Marlins. He's with Kensington Baseball Club. He's heating up as of late. He's got a .368 batting average in club ball, and a lot of it has come lately, but we are just about underway as Michael Gaine winds up, and he'll deliver the first pitch of the 2020 Super League Grand Final, and it's in there for a strike. Michael Gaine versus Sean Maple. So here in the first, Sean Maple off to Heston College in just next week. He's back off to the United States, but he's been training with the Adelaide Giants. And what have you been liking? What you've been seeing from Sean Maple?
Yeah, he goes about his business well. He's improved a lot since last year. So he was in the high performance group, and now you can see he comes back from being overseas with a lot more experience and more composure about the way he goes about it too. So you get. Your confidence builds up. You know you can do things, and it rubs off on you. So
he's playing well lately, and he swings at this one. This is chopped to the right field. That one goes foul. He got a good swing at it. A guy that competes pretty hard, even defensively, Sean Maple.
He's very strong to the right side, isn't he? He does go well with that pitch.
And especially here, I mean, the wind's got a little bit of giddy up in it today, so. You will see a lot of balls hit to that side of the field.
He'll chop it to Mitch Lightbody. He makes the throw across the diamond to Angus Roger, and that's the first out. this is how the defense lines up here for the Seahawks. Mitch Lightbody over at third base. He's with Sturt Baseball Club. Jeremy Creswell is at short. Josh Cakebread at second. They're the middle infield of the Goodwood Indians. At first base from Sturt is Angus Roger. Catching tonight is Riley Moore, also at Goodwood. Michael Gaine at Goodwood delivering the pitch. And the batter right now is Brody Areola. In the outfield, Jordan Mcardle from Sturt. Matt Hutchings from Goodwood. Harry Nucky from Sturt. As we are here in the first inning. It is 0-0 in this game. This is just the second batter, not what the scorebug says down there, just if you're watching at home and wondering what up. It is a 0-0 ball game, but Brody Areola up to bat, and a guy that has really made his mark on, I know, the Giants coaching staff the last little bit.
Yeah, and he's I think he's made the decision to try and go to college now as well, so he's that's only something that's recently happened, so
that's good.
But he's certainly got the ability to do that, and he you know, a year or 18 months over there will only improve him, and you know, get him in the gym and get him a bit bigger and stronger, and he just becomes a better baseballer than he already is. So he's got lots to learn, but he's got the, you know, he's that raw potential that you can see that if he keeps working at his craft, he could be a really good baseball player.
Yeah. Where do you see him playing? What sort of role?
Oh, he'll be that sort of fringe outfield guy with us. You know, he'll probably maybe not so much have a lot of at bats, but he'll play defense late for us.
Yep.
Because he plays good outfield, he can run, and you know, it's that sort of role. And maybe someone gets hurt, he gets a few more at bats. But I think defensively late, would be a role that he would play for us.
Austin Gallagher from Kensington up to bat right now. He takes a couple pitches inside. He recently signed with the Canberra Cavalry, but how are these for numbers in the South Australian Baseball League? He leads the league in homers and RBIs and total bases. He's got 9 home runs, 24 RBIs, and 47 total bases, all while hitting .410. This is the danger bat in the lineup, and he swings hard at this one. It's just kind of laced into right field, and Austin Gallagher will get the first hit of the ball game after Michael Gaine induced 2 ground balls, and Gally is aboard with a single, and that's what he can do to you.
Yeah, that's good hitting there. You know, he knows that the Gaine's got to probably throw him an off-speed pitch there. He's not going to throw him anything that he's going to that's got a little bit of speed on it. So and you could tell by that swing that he was sitting off speed, and
yeah, definitely
just turned on it and hit the ball to right field, which is a good at bat.
And also being mindful of this wind blowing in. You know, an off-speed pitch, he's not going to be able to really drive that. You know, not like a fastball, so he can't get much off it. So just to get that over the infield was excellent hitting.
Yep. Bass Noy, the batter, also from Kensington, and also just recently signed with the Canberra Cavalry for the upcoming ABL season. And he takes a look at that one over for the strike. Bass Noy and Austin Gallagher looks like they'll join the team for the Boxing Day series, which starts on the weekend. So they play in Adelaide, but they'll be competing against the Giants in the competition, as there was 2 handy pickups for the Cavalry.
And that's got to be a weird sort of sensation that you've got a Canberra uniform on. You live in Adelaide.
Yeah,
it's but good on them. They you know, Canberra needs some players, and it shows the ability that we've got in our club ball teams with some of those guys who are right on the fringe of making an ABL team, and they got picked up by Canberra, which is good for them, and we're happy that they're going to go out and compete, and just not against us, obviously, but no, we're happy for them to continue to keep playing at the highest level they can.
And sometimes it's a matter of space. Adelaide's got, you know, a catcher coming from the Philadelphia Phillies and Mitch Edwards. And then in terms of Austin Gallagher, you've got a guy like Jordan Mcardle and Rickson Wingrove who can play first base, who can play left field, and they're big swinging bats. And Australians, it's sometimes just a matter of where they can fit on a team in a need.
That's right, and there was no spots in our lineup for them. So that's why the opportunities came from Canberra, with some of their imports not being able to come over. And yeah, it's great. It's great for them. It's good to get that opportunity. They can keep playing as long as they can at that highest level, which is fantastic.
After a quick start for Michael Gaine to get 2 ground balls, Austin Gallagher gets a hit to right field, and Bass Noy works a walk that also adds to the pitch count for Michael Gaine, which the Marlins will be happy about to try to chase one of the better pitchers in South Australia out of the game earlier. Mike Bishop up to bat, one of the hottest batters in South Australia, and he's got 2 runners in scoring position. It'll be interesting to see right here, can he continue his hot form into a game that matters? He's hitting .484 in the SABL with 11 RBIs and 6 home runs. He's also hitting .364 in the SLBA and leading the competition in doubles. He's a guy that's busted out the last couple years, but this is his first big moment on the spotlight, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is, and he's really had a cracking Super League series.
And he swings at this one, and it's going to be an attempted play from Lightbody. And now Austin Gallagher heaving his way around. He's going to jog in and score the first run of the game. And Mike Bishop delivers with a hard-hit ball that was just a little bit too tough to play. And the Marlins are striking first. It's 1-0.
And that's a situation where we said early that you need to make those defensive plays, right? And Mitch Lightbody should probably make that play. It's hit to his left. It bounced up nice for him. It just tipped off the end of his glove and ran into centre field.
And then even to see that just keep going away from Cressy, like sometimes that can go straight into your glove.
Absolutely.
And that keeps the runner at third, but just going to the other side of him.
Cesar Perez, he's with Golden Grove as Gaine tries a pick-off over at first on Michael Bishop. Cesar Perez was affiliated with the Tigers.
So there's a couple of things there. You know, you need to make your defensive plays, but again, it's more pitches Gaine has to throw.
That's right.
It's another batter that, you know, if he has to throw another 4 or 5, it makes a big difference in this concept where you're only allowed to throw 30 pitches. I mean, Gaine could have been out in 10, and now he's going to be out in like 25.
As he chops at that one, and that one goes foul. So the Marlins here have an early lead just because of that ball that just found. It was just a little bit too hot to handle for Mitch Lightbody moving over to his left. Cesar Perez with Golden Grove. He can also pitch. I think he was affiliated as a pitcher when he was with the Tigers up until about 2016 or so before heading over to Adelaide. He came over last year and he just didn't leave.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a good pickup for the local competition, and he's had plenty of experience and can teach some of the young kids how to become better baseballers, which is fantastic.
Good job battling and staying alive in the at-bat as that one chops foul. Adds another pitch to Michael Gaine's pitch count.
Interesting that Gaine, you know, he's had 5 now to Perez.
Yep.
Which wouldn't have happened if Mitch makes that play. Yeah?
That's right. And the other thing is when you walk Bass as well. So there's a 6-7 pitch bat right there. So you add that, a hit, a walk, an error.
Well, two outs
right
with no one on, right?
That's
now
right.
It's first and third with 2 out, scored a run. So
yeah,
pitches certainly add up in a hurry.
Chops that one hard to the right and foul. That was over towards a little bar area over there. That's one that you scream danger. Cesar Perez really adding to the pitch count here. They're going to have to go to the bullpen a lot earlier than probably what the game plan suggested. And it is probably a battle of the Seahawks offense versus the Marlins pitching. So any advantage that the offense that the Marlins can do to wear into this pitching staff a little bit more is going to creep more into the Marlins' favor.
Yep, that's exactly right. So you're up to Perez now with 7 pitches just in this at bat. So that makes a big difference in where they decide to do the second innings.
And a swing and a miss through that one. Michael Gaine gets him to swing after a long battle, but that didn't go as well as they probably hoped. They do only allow the Well, back inside the Baseball South Australia complex here, it is the Super League Grand Final, 1-0. You just missed Mitch Lightbody ground out in a nice little play to Austin Gallagher. He retired him 5-3 for the first out. It was a first pitch swing on the starting pitcher, Jason Lott. He's yet to allow a run in club ball competition, only has allowed 1 hit in 9 innings pitched for Kensington. He's with the Adelaide Giants, but this is the marquee battle right here. The best pitcher for the Marlins, Jason Lott, going up against Riley Moore, who is on an absolutely tear in every competition that he plays in.
Yeah, he is, and we saw him shape around for the bunt there with Aussie playing him in the pull position, so quite a unique thing for a hitter like Riley to be thinking, but just keeping them on their toes out there.
And it's an interesting. It does mess with your mind.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You know, you look up and it looks weird that you've got no one standing at third base. It's
so the question is, would you do it?
Well. Again, I mean, you've got guys behind. I mean, he hasn't done it all year, so probably not. I mean, he hits a home run, it's 1-1.
Yeah, but he puts one down and Geordie hits one, it's 2-1.
I guess it's, it's the bottom of the first, probably not. Yeah. You know, if there's runners at first and second with none out, you probably don't play the shift.
You don't.
You play
do
normal.
you?
So
that's right.
I think early on you just you let him swing a bit and you sort of see what happens and go about it later on. You know.
Well, Jason Lott gets Riley Moore looking. That's a big strikeout from Jason Lott on Moore. Riley Moore, just so you know, he's hitting .520.48 in the SLBA or in the SABL, sorry, but in the Super League, he's 9 for 15 with 6 home runs and 13 RBIs with 28 total bases. Video game numbers, Jason Lott just got him looking, and that's a big start.
It's a big out.
Takes away some of the pressure here with Jordan Mcardle. He leads the competition in walks in both the Super League and in the South Australian Baseball League. Again, battle of teammates is an ABL lineup. This is a great tune-up for Jason Lott for the ABL season. He's going up against an ABL lineup. It's a step up from the SABL. Shows what he can do against some of the best pitchers in the country.
Yeah, and it goes both ways because, I mean, our hitters haven't faced a lot either. So, you know, they're facing live I mean, we do face live pitching at training, but it's not the same thing. It's, you know, you see guys throwing 90, which is great, but the intensity's not quite there all the time. Where here, it's on. The battle's on.
Lott versus Mcardle, and McCardle hacks at this one. It just is going to keep on hooking foul. Both these guys, Jordan Mcardle, Jason Lott, good connection because both of them had a breakout, standout ABL season last year, and both of them got offered minor league contracts with the Philadelphia Phillies. They went over there to go play for them before, of course, the COVID, shut it down.
Yeah, they were in the hotel together, didn't even get out of the hotel, and got told to go home. So that was pretty much how it all sort of worked out for them.
But to get that is a big thing,
absolutely.
And especially as we talked about for Geordie, who had his chance and missed it, and then got another chance. Just goes to show, you got to stick at it and come back. And it's one of those things that he's just shown that he wants to be involved and in the mix.
Yep.
Lott, does he go around? And he does. So Jason Lott gets Riley Moore and Jordan Mcardle, the two biggest bats statistically, are going right now in the Seahawks lineup. 2 strikeouts. That is a huge start for Jason Lott, isn't it?
Yeah, and the opportunities are still there for them to go and do some more work overseas with a big league team. So they have another good year this year. This year's an interesting year because the concept of us playing so many games in a short period of time, it also makes it stand out that that's what minor league baseball is, right? It's not 4 games every weekend.
Stuff,
it's every day, and that'll one, you need to be fit enough to do that. 2, it's not something of a concept that we know much about in Australia because we've never done it. So it's going to be very interesting that people have to come up every day, and little niggly injuries have to be played through. You need to toughen up and get through that sort of stuff, and it gets looked at.
Well, that's pro ball, right?
Absolutely.
You got to battle through every day.
Absolutely.
Well, the start of the ABL, they tried to get going, but then there was a bit of a COVID crisis in New South Wales. But as far as Adelaide goes, they start on the 5th of January. They fly up to Brisbane. They play the Bandits. They play about 6 games in 7 days in Brisbane, but then they play 8 games in 6 days in Adelaide in the hub starting January 14th. And that should be a cracker week here. You take a look around the ballpark here at West Beach facility, starting to get into shape, and tickets almost 70% sold for it already. It should be a cracking atmosphere down here.
Yeah, no, we're all looking forward to it. You can only train so much and before you start pulling your hair out, and some of us older blokes don't have a lot of that. So, no, it's great. And as we can see here, it's interesting that they've had to make a change early.
Yes.
So you got Tyndall have to come into the game here because Gaine's pitch count was up. So it's this is where all the strategies start to come into it. I know Tyndall needs to settle down now, and you can't have another innings like they just had where you have another 15 or 18 or 20, 25 pitch innings, because then you start to get deep into the pen, and then it really makes it interesting of how they handle the pitching stuff.
Well, it comes back to the momentum flows towards the Marlins with their pitching depth. That now you're 1 run down.
Well, here's a battle between pitchers. Is Greg Moselle, a pitcher who is a former Team Australia pitcher, and he's a bullpen guy for the Adelaide Giants. He's the designated hitter here for the Marlins. He's 4 for 10 in club ball, and by all reports, he's actually got a pretty good approach at the plate that he can get on base, and that's what he's tasked with here.
Yeah, and we thought we'd mix it up a little bit, and he has been hitting the ball well, and why not give him an opportunity? It's something that the pitchers haven't seen a lot of him.
And he swings at this one. It's going to go right towards Cakebread. It takes a funny hop, but that is why the middle infield is so important, isn't it, Scott Pratt, as we take a look at the Plura Activewear replay.
That's a good play by Josh. He sort of let the ball bounce. The ball sit up nice for him, and had soft hands, just let it come to him and made the play. So, and Mosey hit that ball pretty hard.
He smoked it.
Yeah,
smoked it.
Great.
Outstanding defense there.
Jack Platten, last time we saw him play, it was one of the last Super League broadcasts before that circuit breaker came. And the last we saw of Jackson Platten, he sent a moonshot over the left field fence in a big home run to creep the Marlins a little bit closer in the ball game that they were playing. And I think that was against the Rays in that game.
Yep.
But that was a good approach from young Jackson Platten over at Kensington Baseball Club.
Yeah, and he just had, he has to hit the ball on the ground or hit line drives and run. So he hit a home run, but that's not part of his forte.
Yeah.
So, hit line drives, run, steal bags, move people over, get the next hitter up. That's his job in the team, and hopefully he can do that.
Josh Tyndall, the man on the mound. Michael Gaine chased from the game earlier. It wasn't a bad inning from him. He only had the one run and probably a misplay from Mitch Lightbody over at third. But that little mistake gets a pitcher out of the game earlier. Now they can work against Josh Tyndall. But Josh Tyndall still has some pretty good numbers. And Jackson Platten rips one up the middle. But no, sir, says Jeremy Creswell. That is two fantastic plays in a row from the middle infield of both the Goodwood Indians and the Southern Seahawks.
Yeah, another good play by Cressy and a good at bat by Platts. That's a foot
Great
higher,
shot.
and he probably hits a double. So
Yeah, that's a great shot.
but that's good baseball.
Yeah.
It's good defense. It's good hitting. It's what we're out here to watch.
How often have you seen Jeremy Creswell do that over the years?
Well, we saw him a couple of weeks ago take that one, that specky out here that was going back, and he just jagged it, and he's done it again.
And now another shot. This is going to be blooped over. It's a weird hop again, but Creswell, so cool, so calm, so collected. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tyndall and the Seahawks, accentuated from fantastic middle infield play by the two wily veterans.
And wily they are. They're just old men.
Oh, come on. I reckon Owen Hughes might be, he might be a bit younger.
Yeah,
young Owen.
No, there's a few grey hairs between those two blokes.
Yes.
And one of them's had grey hair since he's about 21. So, did I say that out loud?
Yeah,
I think I did.
You did, and he'll come back and let you know about that later. But great
Probably
defense.
on the golf course.
Great defense. That's the name of the game.
Yep.
One of the good things there was Tyndall gets out of that pretty quickly, and that's
Handful
really
of pitches.
important. At that point, you don't want to go into the pen again. That can give him another opportunity to get out there, maybe once, maybe twice again. So that's what we're looking for now. Come back, quick innings, and now it's really important to squeeze one run right here.
Well, we thank you, everybody, for joining us wherever you're watching. Leave a comment in the comment section. We'll get a look at the comments at some point during the game. Jason Lott still on the mound for the Marlins. This is probably the best tune-up, as we mentioned earlier, that he's got for the upcoming ABL season. He's also probably got his sights on that minor league contract again, maybe a spot on Team Australia. It's an Olympic year as Australia is trying to qualify for it. And he had the kind of numbers last year that would put him right in that conversation for a spot. So outings like this, especially on a TV game against quality lineups like Moore, Mcardle, and now Roger, Wingrove, and Creswell coming up, these are very important for him.
Yeah, and they'll be sitting and watching too. So he is right on the cusp of that. He's got good stuff. He's a young Australian kid, and he'll get his opportunities. There's no doubt. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing, and he had a good ABL year last year. Started well in the SABL, and he's ready to fire.
Roger up to bat, Angus Roger that is, followed by Rickson Wingrove. That'll be another battle between teammates. Guaranteed Rickson Wingrove would love nothing more than to win that battle with Jason Lott and send one over the fence.
Yeah, and that'll get talked about a lot at training, obviously, as everything does.
Good pitch from Jason Lott, blows it by Angus Roger. He's only played a couple games this year for the Seahawks. He was kind of in the middle of wedding season, but putting together a nice season at Sturt, as he always does in club ball.
Always does.
Over 200 games with the Adelaide Bite, and then finished his career last year in the middle of the season with the Adelaide Giants, and just a guy that's given a lot to baseball in South Australia.
Yeah, he certainly has, and he's always a tough out, and he can hit for power and he can hit for average as well.
Right now just trying to add to that pitch count here and try to get on base here versus Jason Lott, who looks in a nice little rhythm right now.
Yeah, you just got to keep throwing strikes. That's all you need to keep doing. Make sure that your fielders make their plays, and we'll see how we go.
And that's a great at-bat right there. You could see he had one there where he opened up the shoulders and had a crack, but after that he's like, you got to throw me something that I'm either going to drive or I'm going to leave it and burn that pitch count up.
Well, Rickson Wingrove, this is a danger at bat. He can lace the baseball. He had what was it, 2-3 home runs in a club ball game the other week. He's had a few multiple home run games in what he's played for Sturt. Walk-off Wingrove.
Would have called that about half a dozen times last summer.
He had a long home run off of Michael Gaine, his teammate in club ball. He's going to want to do the same thing against Jason Lott, and these guys are friends, and I'm sure they're loving this opportunity to go against each other here. And these things, he said, are talked about in training.
Oh my God, yeah. That's all they talk about. The ragging that goes on is it's almost the coaching staff need earplugs just to feel sane after a while, because it just doesn't stop.
As Rickson Wingrove has a hard hit ball right up the middle, a scoop to one, throw over to first, and it's a double play. Perez to Maple to Bishop.
No, that was Maple to Gallagher.
Maple to Gallagher on the shift.
On the shift,
Maple to Gallagher to Bishop. Thank you, Michael Dunn. And the shift works. It's a 4-6-3, kind of.
No,
Either way, it's a double play. It's a 5.
It's a 6-5-3.
It's a 6-5-3 double play. You get the point. It's a double play, and Jason Lott doing great.
You don't see that very often.
And not a bad shot either, just clipping the mound to slow it down. You know, that stays off the mound, and that might have got through, but playing the shift to see Gallagher make that move, he's shown some versatility in the field this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's got a few tools, and you know, for a big dude too, he's got some agility, gets around okay, and you know, probably one of the best first basemen in Australia, but he's showing some ability that he can play some other spots.
Yeah, well, I had him catching when we were with the Wasps. He caught a couple of games.
Yeah.
And
couldn't walk for 3 days, but he caught a couple of games.
That's what happens when you catch.
Jeremy Creswell.
That's a nasty pitch right there.
Yeah, that's a slippery.
He's got that going.
That 12-6 is slippery, and he started throwing a little sneaky slide piece in there as well. So he's got a good range of pitches now, and it keeps these guys guessing because now they're not sure what's coming.
Is that something new, that 12-6, or has he
always
had that?
He's always had. Yeah.
Right.
Josh has been working on him. Spence has been working on him with some other pitches, and you know, his big out pitch is that 12-6 thing.
Yeah.
And it breaks
he's got
hard.
3 guys out on that now.
Yeah, and it breaks hard.
Riley Moore, Mcardle, and now he's got Cressy on that. So that's a nasty pitch.
Well, yeah, Jason Lott. I mean, what a difference it's made from that first time we saw him in the Super League competition. Remember, he was fresh off a plane, fresh from Canberra, came in there. He struggled with his command a little bit. He got hit around a little bit, but we know that's not Jason Lott. This is the Jason Lott that we expect and is what he's capable of.
We did talk about that. You know, it just takes some time for guys to get into the groove and get the season underway and get some innings out.
That's right. And that was 8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So 8 weeks is a long time.
Yep.
And he's done a lot of throwing. He's got himself working really well. Hang on a sec. We got the Joker out here.
The first Joker card of the night is going to be played. For those that are just joining us, haven't seen a Super League game before, Joker means you can have runners on first and second. Now, there's a lot of different talking points about this. One, it's when you play it. We're at the top of the lineup. Maple, Areola, Gallagher could be a good time to play it. But two, we've talked about the difference of what it's like for a pitcher on the mound, of starting an inning like Tyndall did in a nice 1-2-3 inning last inning with nobody on base. Now he's got runners on first and second. This is a totally different mindset for Josh Tyndall now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's interesting what they'll do here. Maybe they bunt, maybe they move runners over. I'm not sort of sure what Powley's plan is here. So it's an interesting concept of what they're going to do.
Sean Maple, he's a pretty good bat in the lineup with Kensington Baseball Club. We talked about him at the top of the broadcast. This is a chance to show what he can do with runners in scoring position. Mike Bishop, his teammate, has an RBI. That was the first run of the game. He shows bunt but pulls off, and it's still a strike anyways. So how do you approach this if you're Josh Tyndall?
Well, you just got to throw strikes and let the field do what they need to do. If they need to make an out because he bunts, he bunts. You just need to make the play. You just throw strikes and see what happens.
But we've seen the Joker card be played a lot when teams are behind trying to chase some runs. Marlins are in the lead right now saying, hey, this is our time to strike and set the standard, isn't it?
Yeah, they're trying to put some pressure on early, and it's funny what pressure does.
That's right.
To people. So and the Seahawks haven't been put under any pressure. So that's another thing as well. So they've won some games pretty easy. So who knows what's going to happen?
So a big moment early on as this is chopped foul.
And, you know, the more runs you score, the more you press, and the more you press, the worse you play.
Well, that becomes the thing where it comes back to the pitching, right? You get 2, 3, 4 ahead, then all of a sudden it's hard to chase that.
Yeah, the hitters also become a little bit more anxious too. They
do.
go, you know, I've got to hit a home run. I need to score runs instead of just doing what they can do, stay within your abilities, and just keep doing the things you know you can do. You know, if you try and do things outside of your abilities, it just doesn't work. You just but that's where you press, and that's where things just don't happen.
Exactly.
Good at bat here regardless from
Very
Maple.
good at
He's worked the pitch count pretty good here on Tyndall. Trying to work through the Seahawks lineup as possible. Michael Gaine was chased early as he ran up against his pitch count, but still only allowed the 1 run. Good pitch from Tyndall just inside. It's now a full count.
Well, this is 7 pitch at bat.
7 pitch at bat, yep. Either way, they're making him work. So a good ball game early on. Lots of pressure on either side. I'm loving the intriguing play of the Joker card early from the Marlins. Maple grounds this over towards third. Picked up. They step on the bag. They get the force throw across the diamond, and he's safe. So Sean Maple uses his athleticism to beat that out. That could have been dangerous, but runners basically just hold at first and second.
Yeah, that was dangerous everywhere. It was a great play by Lightbody to get it, and then with Platten, there was Platten running in hard into third with some speed, so he had to really get there, make that play, get it. And always going to be tough to get Maple out running up the line, one of the fastest guys in the Marlins team.
Well, worst case scenario here for Brody Arriola, I'll say it, will be a double play, and you have the Joker card play, and you don't even give a chance to Austin Gallagher to have a bat with runners on base. Ground ball, that's all that you'd be hoping for the Seahawks right now.
That's right.
Don't even give Gallagher a chance. Joker card gives an opportunity for some runs. We could see that on one swing of the bat. Or it gives the opportunity for quick outs. We've seen that a lot of times too.
Yep.
One swing of the bat, they're out of the inning with not a lot of pitches. Tyndall's going for a third.
But there's a lot of wheels here too. Like there's guys that can run everywhere. So you got to make sure that you get that first out.
We've dubbed him Brody Athlete because he could probably
that's
leg
right.
out an infield hit.
And that's really important to make sure you get one here. The 2's the bonus, but the 1 is the really important one. 2 would be great so you don't get Gallagher back up.
Arriola has had a couple big hits in grand finals before. You've seen him deliver a couple crucial hits in the grand finals that they've been in, but it's a ground ball, and it's going to be thrown to first. Arriola trying to hustle it out. It's a double play. No damage done with the Joker card, and Gallagher doesn't even get a chance to bat. That is massive from the Seahawks. Take a look at the Plura Activewear replay. The worst case scenario, and that was well played. If
the worst case scenario and the well placed hit, you know, like you couldn't ask for that any better with 2 guys with speed, with Maple and Arriola.
Well, you really wanted a guy like Mitch Lightbody, who's over at third base, to try to make up for that before. It was a play that he should make, and he did make it, and that is massive for the Seahawks. As we are, yeah, that's their third inning done, and Josh Tyndall might even have an extra inning of work left in him because he hasn't really thrown that many pitches.
Well, I think that was about a 10, 11. It was 7 to Maple.
Through a lot to the first hitter, so
7,
yeah, maybe
7
12,
to Maple,
maybe
and
12 or
then,
13.
And look who's coming out for a third inning of work. Jason Lott. He's got 3 strikeouts. He's allowed just the walk, but he's gone 6 up, 6 down so far for this team, and that also is going to keep probably the Joker card at least in their pocket for now, because you don't really want to screw with something that's going pretty good with Jason Lott here.
No, look, and what it does say is that it's going to be a tight battle right here to go into the third with their starting pitcher. You know that there's depth coming behind with the Marlins and their pitching staff that you're really going to have to work hard. So the Joker card becomes such a valuable tool now for the Seahawks when it gets used at what point in time.
Well, it's a battle here for baseball supremacy in South Australia. Which region is the greatest in 2020? Is it the Southern Seahawks made of Sturt, Goodwood, and Southern Districts, or is it the Northern Marlins made of the Northeast clubs of East Torrens, Kensington, Port Adelaide, Golden Grove, and Northern Districts? All on the line here in the Super League Grand Final, brought to you by Just the Thing Warehouse. Josh Cakebread leads things off. How do you change your approach here against Jason Lott? What the Seahawks got? Are they going to swing earlier in counts? Are they going to wait on more? What do they do?
Well, now you take pitches because he's got to be deep into his 30 pitch count. So you
just want him out of the game.
Well, you do.
It's really important. 8 and 9 hitters here, and hard to say Cakey is as a number 8 hitter the way that he's swinging it. But this is where you just got to burn as many as you can. Sacrifice yourself right here.
Yeah, absolutely. You just take pitches. You make him throw a strike before you even think about swinging, just to he's throwing the ball really well. So you tip your hat and say, okay, he's throwing well, get him out. So the only way to get him out is to take pitches.
And Josh is the sort of guy that can do damage with 2 strikes.
Yep,
he's that good a hitter.
How's where everybody is playing even on Cakebread here? Even the left fielder moving over a little bit. Gallagher playing almost at shortstop, really.
There's a lot of shift going on, isn't there?
I mean, they're predominantly, the Seahawks have got a lot of pull hitters. So, you take your chances, you move them around, and you sort of see what happens.
Good at bat here from Josh Cakebread, even fouling off those marginal pitches and those marginal breaking balls. You don't know if it's a ball or strike, just staying alive in the counts.
And they're not easy to pick up either. The way that Lott's throwing, it's tough. So great at bat here.
Swing and a miss. Oh, Jason Lott, 4 strikeouts, and he's still going. 30 pitches you've got to burn. He's worked into the 3rd inning, and he's got 4 strikeouts. That is a sensational start from Jason Lott.
That is. And my bad before it, there was number 7 hitter. There's been 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. Well,
7 up, 7 down. They had the double play to help. He hasn't allowed a hit yet. It's been fantastic work here against a very potent lineup. This lineup is an ABL lineup. They've rolled through offensively through the competition this year. They have a lot of home run hitters. It's a shorter fence. Even if he gives up a home run to Harry Nucky here, this has been a fantastic outing on what might be his final batter faced here for Jason Lott.
I'm not sort of sure how many he's gone. It's next year we need to get a pitch count up on the screen so we can see what's going on. But I'm not exactly sure where he's at. He's got to be close now, though. He's
got to be. When you look at that, the walk to
Angus Roger, that was just a patient at bat. Yeah,
pitch at bat.
So
and strikeouts take some time.
What you're really trying to say, Scott, is get him out of there.
Yeah, definitely.
Righto.
Definitely. But the thing is, the battle doesn't stop. And this is where we talk about it. Say at club ball, once you get through the starter, it then starts to become easier.
Yeah.
Super League, it just gets harder.
Yep.
And he swings through that one. So grabbing another strike here. Can he end on a high? Rides up, so it's a walk. So a good at bat there from Harry Nucky.
So that's it. He's done. He needed to get, that was obviously his last hitter, so he needed to get that guy.
So he goes 2 1/3 innings with his 30 pitches. He strikes out 4. He walks 2. No hits allowed. He will be responsible for this runner on base, so we don't know what his earned runs will be, but it will be no more than 1, if any at all, for Jason Lott. That is a performance that Adelaide Giants staff, I'm sure Josh Spence, hey, if you're watching, Spency, let us know what you thought of that pitching performance.
He'd be very happy with that.
He's certainly here somewhere. He'll be rubbing his hands together with that. That's nice.
Yeah, just another tool to use for the Giants this year, and Jason Lott doing a good job. But now we've got a pitching change here. This pitching change, let's make this pitching change brought to you by Fresh and Delicious. Hey, if you need some fruit, some fresh produce, some veg.
Peaches are hot right now.
Peaches are hot.
I had a peach with my yogurt this morning.
Nice.
Cracking.
From Fresh and Delicious?
Yes, of course.
Of course. Where else?
Beautiful.
Now, how do you get Fresh and Delicious? Like, do you
Well, the first thing where Fresh and Delicious comes from is they get all their produce from the Paraka market. So that's where all the growers come down. That's where all the fruit and veg shops, that's where everyone else goes, and they get their produce from there. Fresh and Delicious, grab it straight off from the growers and straight to your door. Get online.
So you can deliver it right to your door.
Deliver straight to your door. You don't have to go and pick out the right peaches. They'll get the right peaches for you. And the apples, crisp.
Crispy apples. There's nothing better than a crispy apple,
So
is there?
straight from the Paraka market, to your door. That's how fresh it is.
And they've been big sponsors for a while, so this pitching change brought to you by Fresh and Delicious. But the man leaving the ballgame was an excellent performance from Jason Lott. And coming into the ballgame is the kid, Riley Yateman, 16 years old. Worked his way through the charter system. He's now training with the Adelaide Giants. He made a name for himself very early on in this competition. He's only allowed one hit in the entire SABL competition. He hasn't allowed an earned run yet. He has been absolutely fantastic on the next level up, that bridge. This is who this competition is designed for.
Yep.
It is the guy that is getting experience in club ball. He's not quite ABL ready, but this is a nice bridge the gap, and he's going to start off against Matt Hutchings, but very curious to see what Riley Yateman can do.
And he's got plenty of time. You know, he's 16 years old. It's he can stay in this league for 2 or 3 years and get a lot more experience of what he needs to be doing. And who knows what the future holds for him. He's a whippy kind of fella. He's pretty tall, and he'll fill out, and he'll keep throwing harder and harder. And he's got Spency there to help him out and make him even better. So
grounded over to short, and they get the force out throw to first. And we talked about little mistakes. Is that going to be one that looms large? It could have been an inning double play, but instead an errant throw as Matt Hutchings on first. What happened there?
Yeah, well, that one just got away from him on the throw over, and again, you got to make those plays, don't you? They're very important to make those plays.
Well, it is, because again, now he has to throw more pitches.
That's another pitch, yep. And one thing you do know, as you were saying with...
And a throw, Bass Noy, you can test your arm him, and he tries to catch the runner ahead, but Matt Hutchings is in there with another stolen base.
You don't steal many off, Bass.
No, you don't.
No.
So it's a runner in scoring position, and it's extra life. It should have been an ending double play. And you're giving a second chance to the Seahawks and Mitch Lightbody, as it's the second time around the lineup here. Lightbody is a guy that can deliver a pretty big hit. And he rips one, and that should score a run. Rounding the bases, Matt Hutchings rounding hard in there. There won't even be a play. One mistake, and the Seahawks make them pay. This grand final's all tied up.
And that's where it comes back to, again, the importance of getting that double play in the defense and needing to get that out.
Well, this could loom even larger, because now Riley Moore is coming up to bat, and he shouldn't have been up to bat at all, especially with a runner on base. And Riley Moore, with his video game stats, 6 home runs, 15 RBIs in the Super League competition. He's doing okay in the SABL. He's batting .528, over 500 with 4 home runs and 22 RBIs. This guy is just tearing up the competition right now, and now he can really make them pay, especially with the shorter fence in this comp.
Yeah, it certainly can. And but how's that, Riley Yateman coming back straight with the strike, going straight at him? That's good to see. Young kid just taking him on.
The Seahawks were given extra life.
One thing that really impresses me with Riley is his work rate. You know, he whilst he's a great junior player, he still wants to work harder and harder and harder. And I think that's going to stand him the test of time, really.
A battle between a guy in the High Performance Academy and Riley Yateman, and the guy that runs it in Riley Moore.
Yeah, well, he's got him.
Could be a talking point here, couldn't there, eh?
Could be. I think he got him last time they played each other
Did
too.
he?
There might have been a match up there.
We'll see what Yateman can deliver here. And Moore stays alive, but he pops this one up. Is it going to be playable? Gallagher racing towards that. He finds it in the sun, and he makes the play. So one error proves costly, and it's kind of even square. It's been a defensive miscue from both teams, and the game is 1-1 as we head to the 4th inning. It's a 7-inning game. We're about halfway through. Gentlemen, thoughts early on in this one?
Well, we did talk about defense as being really important. You've got to make those plays, and that's where it comes down to the experience, and you know, you've just got to get those plays out. Pitch counts are really important. I think that's, you know, good at-bats. You've got to have those good at-bats and executing. And that's where we're going to see it. And where the Marlins have got their strength is there's more pitching to come. There's a lot more pitching to come.
However, on the negative side for the Marlins, they've burned their Joker card already, and Josh Tyndall is now still going out there for a third inning. So the Marlins have some work to do. But it's been a great competition so far here, and we couldn't have done it without the sponsors from... Where are they from? I was Michael Dunn. I was about to tee you up for some great sponsorship reads from Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse here. As Michael Dunn sets us up.
Jason Dunn, down there does a
Dunny's brother.
Great job. No relation? Yes, he certainly is, and we really thank him for his contribution to the Super League. It's been great to have such a great company, a South Australian company that's out helping us, and great to have his support.
Yes, he's the younger, ugly brother. That's how we roll in our family. So, but he's got a good business down there, and as I said, he's got a Christmas sale on too at the moment. So make sure you get down there, and he's got outdoor furniture and all sorts of different stuff on as well. So don't forget that free delivery.
Free delivery.
Get down there, mention Super League, and get that free delivery, and fill up underneath your Christmas tree with a whole heap of new furniture.
The outdoor furniture, perfect time coming into summer. Well, we're in summer. You wouldn't believe it down here at the minute, but we are in summer. It's December.
And setting up this beautiful commentary box we have here, the Just the Thing Furniture.
Unbelievable.
Which is normally, we're in the dugout. This is the dugout box for the Giants game. I've actually never sat in here to watch a game before.
Haven't you?
No, I'm working the Giants games, man.
Well,
like this is deluxe in here.
Maybe this is where you should be doing your commentary during the year.
This is we gotta sell this space here, the dugout box. So if you want to sit next to a game and watch the Giants play.
What a spot.
Oh,
Austin Gallagher swings at the first pitch. This one is hit.
And he's watched it all the way and given it the bat flip.
He just stood there and watched as Austin Gallagher walking around the bases. All the Seahawks are saying it's foul. Austin Gallagher walking back, so maybe it wasn't a home run. So this ball is back, and foul. Here's a big swing. There's the bat flip. Where's the ball in there?
No chance of finding that ball. You can watch the bat flip. Look at that. Look at that. That's big league right there.
That was bizarre. Was that really foul? It's hard for us to tell from here, isn't it? So, but it looked like that was well fair. But maybe it's curling late down in that corner and we can't see it from here. So it's just a loud. That was weird. That's just a loud foul ball. But that's as he tries to swing through it again, and now Gallagher's down on 2 strikes. What an interesting, bizarre moment in this baseball game. I think Gallagher knew it was foul because if it wasn't, he would have gone off his tree. I think.
Yeah, and
You're right.
And he didn't. He
was slow just walking. Yeah.
So I think he knew too. So it's maybe he just tried to sell it.
I was going to say, yeah.
I mean, he definitely got all of that baseball as he rips at this one, and this one is back, and this one's at the fence.
Caught.
And it's caught at the wall. For the second time this season, Austin Gallagher robbed of a home run at the wall. That fence makes for some interesting highlight reel plays on the Plura Activewear replay from the guy that owns Plura, Matt Hutchings, caught at the wall.
And that's what Plura Activewear will do for you. As you can see, he found the fence nicely. He played that well. Michael Dunn is an outfielder, one of the best centre fielders have come out of South Australia. You would be happy with that. Just timed it right at the right point in time to take that catch over the fence.
Yeah, and put the hand out, found out where it was. I mean, it's hard too because there's no warning track out there being the home run on the grass. So you sort of need to try and work out where you are in relation to the fence. So no, Matty did a good job, but that was almost like deja vu, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like the same thing happened in that game where Gully got caught at centre field in about round 2 or round 3.
And that made a massive difference because the Seahawks only won by 1.
Yep.
This is Basnoy up to bat. So a weird couple moments here in this fourth inning of the Super League Grand Final. The Seahawks versus the Marlins. Josh Tyndall working in his 3rd inning. He's got 6 outs and he's faced 5 batters. He's got 7 outs and he's faced 6 batters, sorry. That's just the way it works. You got the Joker card you can play in this competition. Runner will start on 1st and 2nd.
That's baseball for you, right? That's what we like to see. We'd rather we'd rather those guys make those spectacular catches and keep it interesting than.
Halfway through, both teams have had a couple clutch hits. Both teams have had a couple nice defensive plays, but both teams have had a couple, that one error that kind of shows, hey, you make a mistake, the other team's going to make you pay, and it's a 1-1 game because of those errors.
Yeah, the interesting thing that I see in that too is, and it's purely a concentration thing, because they've made the mistakes on relatively easy plays.
Yeah.
Yet they've made all the hard ones. So, and that's just...
baseball.
That's right.
Well, it is.
That's right.
It is baseball.
And let's not forget that catch of Galley's that he took
Yeah,
off
that was
Riley Moore.
tough, yeah.
We didn't even talk about that. He's running from shortstop because he's on the shift, and he's running full pelt, and that ball's up in the air.
Yep.
And got some movement.
And Tyndall's done here. He's hit his limit as well. So now we go to Brebner Russ.
So we needed really to get that out there, and that was an important out to start that, to come out and start an inning again. It's always a bit difficult as that pitcher coming in this spot. Some guys love it, some guys don't. Jacko will just take anything. He just wants the ball. You know, he's that sort of character.
You're just getting a little bit ahead of yourself. So there was only one out, mate.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
So well, Mark Haylock did though.
You're begging for outs. I know you're begging for outs.
Yeah, Haylock comes out and makes the pitching change. This pitching change brought to you. We'll throw it to Mark Haylock, who's just out there by Peak 24 Fitness, one of the sponsors of the Super League. Once again, they've been a sponsor in all kinds of different ways of baseball in South Australia, from the Bite and the Giants to the Super League competition over the last few years. Mark Haylock runs a great operation down there. It's a baseball business, if you really think about it, from even the staff that are there, the people that run it, and they do a great job. And if you're not a baseball player, you can still go there, but just great people, and baseball people are the best kind of people, I would like to think. Yeah,
and it's a 24/7 gym, so anytime you want to get down there and get a bit of a workout happening. And if you're a baseballer and you want to develop as a baseballer, you've also got those people there. Crizzy's there and Mark Haylock. So
they also help out with the high performance kids as well.
Yes, they do.
They all train down there as well. So they set up a deal with the Baseball South Australia in regards to using Mark's gym as their home base to get bigger and stronger. And that's a much appreciated for him to let them do that as well.
Jackson Brebner Russ is the new pitcher. He delivers the first pitch to Michael Bishop. Jackson Brebner Russ had a few years with the Adelaide Bite. Last seen in 2018-19 season, I believe.
And this will be an interesting sort of battle here. I mean, Jacko threw 107 on the weekend, so it's back on 2 days rest. So he's got to be a little bit stiff, right? So today's day 3. So
and pitching for Sturt, who are leading the competition in the South Australian Baseball League. And Tyndall, the other half of that super duo, I guess. And now, Damon Arnold's been pretty good this season for Sturt too. But Mike Bishop, he is the RBI. It was that ball that was a tough play, but an error on Mitch Lightbody earlier in the game, and Bishop now has a runner on base with one out, and he swings through that one. He can throw pretty hard, Jackson, when he gets going, can't he?
Yeah, he can. He throws a lot of strikes, which is good. It's just a matter of how stiff he might be after coming up on day 3 after throwing over 100. So
this one just a little bit outside, and
it's not the nicest of nights, is it?
No,
really?
It's a little bit brisk and chilly. It's the bones start to creak
warm.
a bit. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how he
let the juices flow.
Full count on Bishop, stays alive. So already getting a good pitch count work here on Jackson Brebner Russ. It's a nice night. It's going to be a nice sunset, I think.
Yeah, always is.
I can't wait for those sunset nights during the Australian Baseball League hub here.
Over the pine trees there, it looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Get some
there it is. And especially when it gets hotter. It's a cold night out here, but that January 14th to 20th when the Giants are playing here, as Bishop strikes out. Yeah, there's going to be a nice sunset is what I was going to say, but Jackson Brebner Russ opens the account with an excellent pitch to get at bat there against a guy that's swinging the bat pretty good. Mike
and then
Bishop.
A big sigh of relief there from Jacko, just to get that one out of the way, which is exactly what the challenge of being that relief pitcher is, isn't it? You come in that in between innings, and in an inning, it's really got a lot of pressure on you.
And a first pitch swing from Cesar Perez. This one is back, and it did he make the catch? It just dropped. What a fantastic effort from Matt Hutchings. But it is a home run from Cesar Perez that scores 2 for the Marlins. but not without a great effort from Matt Hutchings.
I thought that was well over the fence.
Yeah, I thought it was gone too.
Did he nearly catch that, did he?
Yeah.
I think so. Let's take a look at the player active wear replay. That, I mean, full marks for...
Let's have a look at this.
Oh, it was in his glove.
Oh,
wow.
What an effort.
I mean, that would have been a fantastic
That would
catch
have been
without
catch
the
of
fence, but that would have... He had the fence as the obstruction, and that was in his glove. I mean, that's no fault of Matt Hutchings at all, but what an effort he does there, and he just can't quite hold on, and that could be a big difference. It's a two-run shot. It's a 3-1 game.
100%.
That's a great effort by Hutch out there, though, so...
He'll be loving that. Greg Moselle up to bat. He's having a chat right there with Riley Moore. Pitcher having a hit, and this one is going to find a gap. Greg Moselle, 4 for 10 in club ball, 1 for 2 in the Super League. Michael Dunn, maybe Greg Moselle gets an ABL at bat.
I won't say anything. I'll get messages from Chris if I say anything like that. So.
I don't think so.
No, Mosey knows his role. He knows his role.
Yeah, he ain't a batter.
No.
But still pretty cool. He gets in there, and that's a good at-bat versus an ABL quality pitcher.
Absolutely, that's fantastic.
Jackson Platten up to bat. He's hit a home run in the competition. Starting to heat up a little bit in club ball. He's only hitting 250, but he started off quite slow to his standards, but those numbers have really boosted the last few weeks for Jacko.
So yeah, and as I said, he just needs to hit gaps, gaps and run. That's what his role is at all levels of baseball. He knows that. He's fine-tuning his craft as well, so...
And he swings at that one, and now, Josh Cakebread. Automatic. He just leaps, gallops gracefully, scoops it in, ends the inning.
Graceful, yeah, like a gazelle.
Like a gazelle.
No, but that's great. I mean, Platt's 2 good at bats, 2 line drives, 2 good at bats. Both in those alleys, if they get over their head, it's certainly a single and maybe a double. So
definitely, and great defense and a great shot. Like as you say, you know your strengths, and that's what it is.
Well, take a look at the scene here at the West Beach facility here. Scenic shots before the grand final. We're at the exact halfway point of the game. Riley Yateman coming back out on the mound for the Marlins. It is a 3-1 game at the midway point. All setting up for what should be a grandstand finish. It's only a 7-inning game. Now, one of the other interesting things here that is a new addition to the ballpark, you see a little pole standing behind home plate. That's the TrackMan unit that is just being installed, and that's a big thanks, I think, to the South Australian government and helping that happen here in the Adelaide Giants with the ABL hub as the Joker card is being played. We'll talk more about TrackMan. That's the TrackMan unit there. We'll talk quickly to TrackMan. What kind of data does this give us? Everything.
Yeah, it does. It pretty much tells you everything that you need to know. It gives you all the stats for all the players and what happens.
We're talking like exit velocities of everything off the bat, like really, really crazy data that is kind of stuff we've never had before that the Giants are helping make possible.
Yeah, correct. Spin ratios, all that sort of stuff off the bat. So it's and the guys just like to see that, and it also makes them try and become better hitters by tracking it and seeing what it's doing, and as you said, the velocity off the bat, and it's improved the game and the fundamentals and little things that can make you become a better baseball player.
More on TrackMan later, but now it might be the moment in the ball game so far. Marlins up 3-1. They got nothing in the Joker card. In their Joker card inning, the Seahawks playing it now. Runner on first and second, Jordan Mcardle, one of the best hitters in all of Australian baseball, up to bat. The shortened fence, runner on first and second, Riley Yateman, 16-year-old kid, has to keep the runs off the board. But it's Mcardle, Roger, and Wingrove that he has to get through. Huge moment for the kid, big opportunity for the Seahawks. Let's see what Mcardle can do. Watches this one down low, and Yateman will just attack this head on.
Yeah, and, he gets a ground ball here. Geordie doesn't run the greatest, so, we need a ground ball double play here. So, but Geordie's, he's thinking lift the ball in the air somewhere.
Mcardle swings at that one. It's a chopper over towards first, and he's just going to step on the bag, so it ends up just being a sacrifice for Jordan Mcardle. He moves the runners aboard. It's not what he wanted, but smart by Bishop not to force anything when he didn't really have to either.
No, that's right. Just getting out one at a time. That's all. That's all you need to do there. So unless it's an automatic play somewhere, just make sure you get one and keep working through the lineup.
Brings up Angus Roger. He's got on base with a walk. It's a 3-1 game, and then Rickson Wingrove will follow. The double play out of the cards at the moment, unless it's a line drive. Rickson Wingrove will be excited for an opportunity to put this team above, but if he can get there. Roger.
And this is where you got to execute, right? This is where
that
comes
base
down
hit.
to you talk about basics and get them on, move them over and score them. And now we got them on, we've moved them over, and now the really important thing is to score right here.
And this is where early on in the count, Riley, young kid, but you can work fine here. You've got a free bag and try and get Roger to swing at some pitches that are probably not pitches that he would normally swing at, and see if he can ground out somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. And a ground out hopefully gives you a run right here.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'd give up one though. You'd give up one to get an out hit. So
that's right.
It's an interesting concept of what his mindset's at.
Big moment in a grand final, and Roger grounds it up the middle. It will score a run. Throw to first. It was a little wonky. They make the play.
Wow.
Whew. So they
what a play at first, eh? Just hung on to that. Yeah. That could have got really messy right there at that point.
Well, Roger is retired. They do get a run, so it's 3-2. Rickson Wingrove need to make this Joker card inning a success. He's got to go deep here. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just tightened
up. It's a good
up.
play. It's a good play. But that's where you get lazy with your fielding.
That's right.
Set your feet, throw the ball properly, and get an out.
You'd see just tightened up on that throw.
Rickson Wingrove. How's Riley Yateman, though? He gets 2 soft hit ground balls against 2 of the best hitters in South Australia.
That's impressive.
Only allowing the 1 run, not Riley Yateman's fault. I mean, runners are going to advance on those things.
Yep.
But this is the batter right here that's going to determine whether this inning is a success or not for the Marlins pitching. Joker cards give an opportunity to score some runs. Teams not making them pay early. This one goes down low. Now, given that it is 2 outs, it is Rickson Wingrove up to bat, and he can go deep quite easily, especially on this field. Do you pitch him a little more cagey here? Just
Absolutely.
keep everything a bit outside and make him. You don't want anything over the plate.
No, it's another thing where you don't. Again, you think to yourself, we don't want Wingrove to beat us. So, yeah, who's behind him in the lineup? You'd rather you dice your cards. Do we let Rickson beat us, or do we? Hey, who's the other guy coming up behind him, and let's see how good he is.
Yeah, that's right.
Unfortunately, behind him, it doesn't get much easier. It's Jeremy Creswell, who's having a fantastic local season, as he seems to do every year. He's gone deep a couple times in the Super League competition. So,
but probably in the scheme of things,
Wingrove,
and nothing against Cressy, but you'd throw to Cressy before you throw to Wingrove right at the minute.
Yeah, right at the minute. Yeah, I mean, and Rickson Wingrove here, an Adelaide Giants player that is over here in South Australia playing in the competition, and that's what happens. It's a walk, but Wingrove goes up to bat. They don't really give him an opportunity to swing the bat, but it's 2 runners aboard for the Seahawks.
And Riley's done, so that's there's another one there. That's another reason why. So
as Wingrove stands on first, there's another thing here. He's over here playing for the Adelaide Giants, but nice benefit for the Giants. They're bringing over players to play in the South Australian Baseball League. That just raises the standard for everybody. Those pitchers that are pitching against players like Rickson Wingrove or Jason Lott pitching against those batters from South Australia, that's going to make the competition better by the Giants helping to bring in those big-time Australian players.
Yeah, it makes the competition better, but it also makes them better, And Riley learns from that tonight. I have no problem with him throwing around Wingrove there.
But what about the 2 outs before that? Like, that's outstanding.
Absolutely.
Two of the biggest outs in this team.
And Mcardle hits that ball a little bit harder at Bishop. We turn a double play.
That's right.
It's just luck. It's the luck of baseball. That's the game we play. So,
but still, Roger gets a ground ball. Okay, it scores. He executes on that side of things. You go, yep, you'll take that.
Yep.
Ideally, you'd like a shot hit hard in the gap. But execution's the key, but he's still done his job.
Yep. Yeah, there's lots of scenarios you can look at to what was going on there. So, that happens as a coach, and if you want to be aggressive as a coach with a 3-1 lead, Pally could have brought the infield in.
Yeah, that's right.
Roger grounds out, you don't score a run at all.
That's right.
But You don't do that, and probably don't do that in a situation where you're 3-1 in front, and if it gets past the infield, they score 2 anyway.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
in a game like this, where it's you put yourself on the line
in a one-run ball game, like you're saying,
that's something you might do, and it either works or it doesn't.
That's
so
right. How many times have you seen that? You come in and then that ground ball with eyes, and that scores 2. You'd rather be sitting 3-2. I'd rather be sitting 3-all, but I'm happy with 3-2 rather than 3-1.
Yeah.
You know, and again, and Angus could have struck out, and then we're 3-1 still.
Yep.
You know, so there's so many little wins and so many little intricacies of this game that makes it such a great game within a game. Within a game, you know.
The new pitcher on the mound is Tom Fitzgerald, South Aussie, who just seems to keep getting better. He's putting in the work big time. And he is on the mound going against Jeremy Creswell in a huge moment with a runner on first and a runner on third. And Fitzy's plied his craft. If he's throwing strikes and he's using that fastball in his off-speed, he's about as difficult to get a hit off as anybody in South Australia. He's going to get an opportunity with the Giants this year. Big moment right here. He might be brought into the situation in an ABL game this year with runners on the corners
totally.
in an important game.
Yep. This is a situation that he'll come across. For sure.
Grand final moment, though, for the Northern Marlins. They're up 3-2, trying to keep the Seahawks just to the 1 run in their joker card inning. Runners started on first and second. 1 run is scored. There's runners on first and third. Can they get the job done? And the first pitch in the dirt, that is a good block from Basnoy. Fitzy's got to throw strikes. Runner, though, it advances to second, so it's a free base, and now 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, you see, it was Nick Hutchings that came into as a special pinch runner, and seeing that opportunity to get himself to second.
Who leads the SABL in stolen bases, believe it or not.
Yeah, he's a smart baseballer, Nick Hutchings. He obviously started off as a pitcher, but knows the game very well. And we talk about a lot of time it's getting a read off the pitcher, not necessarily being the fastest guy.
A guy that coached Little League, Nick Hutchins, with the Seahawks.
Right. Took him to America.
Yep.
Cal Ripken League, or Cal Ripken Championship. So now 3-0.
Creswell was
He's done a great job here as a lead-off, getting a lead-off.
He was the difference maker the last time the Seahawks played a game, and it's a walk. That's the danger, and it's bases loaded for Josh Cakebread. Seahawks have a potent offense. They can hurt you from top to bottom. This is as threatening as they've been all day. It comes in the 4th.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's this situation doesn't bother Josh at all. It's he'll look for a pitch that he can drive and try and score some runs.
Something that he's done quite a lot.
Yeah, Fitzy's got to go throw strikes, so you got to go at him here, and you know it's battle against battle and see who wins.
Cakebread, bases loaded.
And that's a good. I mean, that's good by Fitzy there, because now Josh has a completely different mindset, right? So
Josh had to take, right? He's thrown 4 balls in a row.
Yep.
He's not going to swing at that, and he's just got himself a get me over right there.
And a big strike called there. Cakebread doesn't like it.
No one likes it.
It's an 0-2 count, though.
I liked
Except
it.
Fitzy and Dunny.
Dunny likes it. Fitzy likes it.
Stay off the umpires, Pratty.
Gets them down to their final strike.
What the crowd was saying. I'm just repeating the crowd's comments.
He just gets on that at the last possible second to stay alive. In one of the only places in the entire world where you can have fans at a baseball game on a beautiful night in the summer in Australia, it's bases loaded in a grand final. Fitzy, big moment. And Josh Cakebread, and this has turned into a good at bat. Now he's just staying alive. Dunny, when you're batting in those things, is that what you're doing? It's just, I don't know.
You stay aggressive. You know, you take a little bit on the handle. You try and put it in play, and hopefully someone can make a mistake. But
Battle Royale.
Yeah, this is what it's all about. This is why we play, and this is why we love it. So it's a bit of a mind game both ways, and you know, you got a good young pitcher against a cagey veteran up there. So it's an interesting concept, and someone's going to win, someone's going to lose.
Well said.
Cakebread swings at this one. It's in an awkward spot in the outfield. Who's got it? The center fielder, Brody Ariola, does. The Seahawks load up the bases, but Yateman and Fitzgerald, two young Aussies, get the Marlins out of the jam, and after 4, both Joker cards have been played, and it's a 3-2 game. That is a big success there for the Marlins, isn't it? And that almost mitigates them not getting any runs when they had the Joker card being played. Nearly.
Yep, no, that's exactly right.
So who would have thought here, as we welcome you into the broadcast booth, look, and I mentioned that before and during that at-bat, one of the only places in the entire world where you can go to a baseball game with fans. There's not many places that have allowed that all season long. It's not looking great in America for that, or even Korea and Japan in the upcoming seasons.
That's right.
People are here in the crowds. You can see people sitting behind me over here watching the game. We're going to be welcoming fans here to West Beach for the Adelaide Hub from January 14th to 20th for the Giants. If that's not a reason enough to go out and get your tickets to that game or just come out to watch your local club ball game, the fact that you can sit in a COVID world and go to the ballpark, have a beer and a hot dog and watch some baseball, that's got to be enough reason, isn't it?
Yeah, and people are craving for that. It's they love their baseball here, and they certainly want to come and support the Giants when we do play here. So it's unfortunate they're only going to get to see us over 6 days, but that's what COVID's caused us at the moment, and we roll with the punches, and what it is, and it'll be great because the place will be packed because we're only here for 6 days.
Bang.
And
Yep.
we love, Adelaide guys love to come and watch the baseball, so
That's right.
it'll be full most nights. I'd be very surprised if it's not.
And the timing's right too in January.
School holidays.
Yeah.
As we're back to this ball game here, Josh Wheeling leading things off. He's only got the one at-bat so far. He grounded out. Guy with Kensington that's starting to play a little bit better too. That whole Kensington lineup is getting hot right now. They've got a pretty powerful lineup.
Yep. No, they have. They've got a good side, and Gally's doing a good job down there, and they've got some guys who that you don't expect them to do a lot, and then they're doing a lot.
Yeah.
Well, they lost a few guys in the off season, come out of their team, and you'd think, how are they going to go? Are they going to be able to get it back up again? And as you said, Gally's got them up and about, and guys like Bishop are just on a tear, and you got Moselle and Lott and Fitzgerald. You got some arms out there as well, and you've got the complete package there.
Yep.
Jackson Brebner-Russ, the one delivering the pitch, entering his second inning of work. No more gimmicks left in this game in terms of Joker cards being played. Both teams have used it. It's just the final 3 innings of baseball in this 7-inning game, in the 7-inning grand final. Wheelan pops this one up into foul territory. Angus Roger having a look. That's going to drift into the burrito bowl.
The burrito bowl.
There it is.
Is
You
there
got
a
your
burrito
ticket?
bowl out the back? Is there?
Well, I don't know.
That will be in
It will
in
get
January.
coming up.
Sombreros.
Zambro's good luck getting a ticket to that though right now. Josh Wheelan staying alive. Brebner-Russ battling here, but yeah, we're in the final 3 innings. Grand final baseball. Now it's just a battle of the all-stars in this one. Cash prize on the line from Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse to drop third strike, and they'll make the out. Didn't need to make that mistake as he jogged down the line, but we go back to the top of the lineup as Sean Maple will come up once again. And now it's going to get interesting as the later innings with the pitching, because generally you throw your 3 biggest stars first, and then it's a situational game after that,
That's
managing
right.
the bullpen.
Yep. And that's where, both teams want to be close within each other in the score. And then as you go deeper in the pen, and it gives you a chance to go after them. But, when you're talking deep in the pen, there's still some guys that come out for the Marlins that are really going to make it hard for the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, and this is where you do get a little twitchy, and you try on both sides. They're in a situation now where
Maple grounds it over towards third. Light body looking a bit more confident there after a misplay earlier, and that is the second out of the inning.
where you start to press a little bit. It's the top of the 5th. You're probably only going to have one more at bat. I need to press. I need to do something to help my team out, and then you stiffen up and it doesn't happen, and then all of a sudden game's over.
And this is where it comes down to the experienced guys. That 9 times out of 10, they're the ones that stand up and go, right, I know what's going on. I'm in the groove now, and staying calm and just going about your business, getting your pitch to drive and waiting for that and making the most of that. And that's what I think we'll see at that point in time where, there'll be someone come through and making an exciting game. And look, 3-2, this is exactly what you want.
Yeah,
this
I
is
think
exactly
the
what you want as a grand
interesting
final.
thing in this type of concept too is that as a hitter, you like facing the same pitcher.
Yeah, that's
maybe
right.
more than once. And in this concept, you don't.
And that's the challenge, isn't it?
You don't. You get someone new.
Yep.
The next time you come up, he's thrown 30, he's out. You got another guy. He's thrown 25, he's out. You got another guy. So you get 3 at bats, but you face 3 different pitchers.
That's right.
It's a good challenge. This one over towards third, just foul. Gets him on the second strike as Jackson Brebner rolling pretty good. I'm not too sure what his pitch count's at. It's got to be at 20, 25, that kind of range?
He can't be. This will be, if they get out of the innings here, this would be the end of him. And then
Would it almost be John Challenor time?
have to be.
Well, there's Damon Arnold, John Challenor,
And
Liam Scott.
Yep, and there's still 7 outs to go in this game. Maybe more. What if it goes to extras?
Mitch Lightbody.
Swing and a miss. Jackson Brebner gets him swinging. It's the second strikeout of the inning. A 1-2-3 for the crafty vet, and that is an effective inning. It's a 3-2 game. Gentlemen, you said it's going to be a 1-run ball game, and that is really what it is shaping up to be. And there's a look at John Challenor. And is that Damon Arnold too?
Yep.
Warming up in the bullpen right on cue from the guru, the god, Scott Pratt.
Come on, mate.
As
Just call me the GM, that's all.
Well, we wouldn't be able to do this without our sponsors of course, people like CMI Toyota. Got to head down to one of their 3 metropolitan locations. If you're looking for that last-minute gift, a car would go down a treat. There's a look at the car sitting on the left field mound or the center field mound. We haven't seen anybody hit that yet.
I don't think we
Can
will.
we just say someone will get a free car? I don't think we can, but
Yeah,
CMI
we could,
Toyota.
We could. Michael Dunn will provide it.
Thank you.
If someone hits one of those cars out there on the full, we'll think about buying them a car.
We'll think about buying them. We'll think about it.
Yeah.
We'll give it some thought.
Think about it.
We'll give it some thought.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone hit it that far.
Fitzy still warming up, heading out here. He's got Harry Nucky, Matt Hutchings, and Mitch Lightbody due up. And then we'll have to take a look at the Marlins bullpen as well, too, at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Just jump back to that. Masters game 2 series ago, your first at-bat, Michael Dunn. Yours wasn't far off of that.
I hadn't played for a while.
Exactly.
Did you?
And might have hit one out first at bat.
Are you serious?
First
Just
at-bat.
late was.
Played, bank, rocks up. Yep, I'll come out, have a crack.
Was that the games in 2016 or whenever
Yeah.
the field just opened? It was like the first
Yep.
experience on the field.
Yeah, it was like one of
Did
the
you hit
first
the first home run at West Beach?
No.
No.
In the Masters games, I think I did, but not at West Beach. I can't remember who hit the first one.
It was. This is bizarre. I know exactly who it was. It was off Josh Tolles. He was the pitcher in the game, and it was Simon Wark for Kensington.
Oh,
hit
really?
the first home run
There
in
you
club
go.
ball competition.
Oh, that's right.
But was the Masters games before
Yes,
the
it
club
was.
ball?
It
So
was.
you might have hit the first home run on this
You
field
did.
No,
did, Michael.
No, don't be silly, Steve.
Sir Michael Dunn.
on Bennett Field here at the South Australian home of baseball. It might have been, but yeah, Simon Wark hit that. There's a good piece of trivia for you as this is grounded over towards Austin Gallagher. He doesn't make many mistakes with those, and that's the first quick out from Tom Fitzgerald, the Kensington connection there. It was Fitzgerald pitches, ground ball to Gallagher at third, throw over to Kensington first baseman Michael Bishop at first.
What do you think here, Michael? As well as you known for the long ball, you could also put one down quickly to check the corners.
I heard
at
that
this
you
point
could
in
run.
time. Oh yeah, he could run.
It's true. These rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is where
Hutchie gets on here.
Is that the small ball play we look at now?
Yeah, but this is where we talk about it, right? Because this is where you start to get twitchy because Hutch isn't having another at bat.
I know.
So
So
you
I'm
go-
just throwing it out here. Like he's got wheels.
Swings at that. He's going to have to get really fast to leg that one out, and it's Perez over towards first, and Bishop makes the next out, and it's 2 up, 2 down.
But a player's mindset when it's going to be their last at bat and they're 3-2 down. They're not thinking bunt.
No, you're right.
You're thinking I'm going to hit this over the fence and going to tie the game up. It's not a.
My question to you is, what are you thinking at that time?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you can run, because then you can just run. But
Speed
and
doesn't
it's an
slump,
element
right?
of surprise, especially with Galley playing back and he has to come in and get it. So
That's
it's
right.
it's something, and you get back to the top of the lineup. So that's an important part of it as well. So yeah, it's certainly it's certainly something you think about. If nothing else, you make Gally move.
Yeah.
Right, instead of being back, and you do come round, even if you let him go, he comes in.
Shape.
Yeah,
just
he comes
shape
in and it makes it.
He's got to make a play.
Yep.
That's right, and that's all I'm saying is it might not be that you're actually putting one down. It's like, yep, shape up, bring him in, opens up the spots for you, especially a guy with speed.
Yep.
You know, you know that a slower guy's not gonna put one down, but you just need to find edges here, and you just need to create something, and not press.
Mitch Lightbody swings at that one. That is a soft hit fly ball. Maple calls everyone off, and he makes the play. It's a 1-2-3 inning from Tom Fitzgerald. How about Tom Fitzgerald? He came into the game the last inning with runners on first and third, loaded the bases, one-run game, grand final, bases were loaded. He gets a soft hit fly ball to center field, then he gets 2 soft hit ground balls, and then a little shallow pop-up. Fitzy's looking pretty good in this situational relief appearance for him.
Well, again, it comes down to the pitching here, and you can see so far the Marlins, really, their pitching hasn't gone wrong. They really haven't put too much out of line.
Well, were we going to get a pitching change here? I don't think so.
Yep.
Are we?
Yep. Damon Arnold.
Damon Arnold coming into the game, so this pitching change brought to you by Hilltop. Well, they're no longer called cartridges, are they?
No.
Hilltop Office Supplies. This is a mid-season change. They came on board as Hilltop cartridges, but Michael Dunn, they are no longer Hilltop cartridges. They are Hilltop Office Supplies. Can you get cartridges there?
You certainly can.
What
else can we get from there?
You can certainly get paper. You can certainly get pens. If you're thinking of anything office-related, we can help you out. And I say we because I'm a part owner of the company.
Wow. Flex.
So, bang, bang,
so
right
you're like
there.
Dunder Mifflin on steroids.
Something like that. Something like that. So Matthew Fielder and myself have
the Fox
have changed the company concept. It was very cartridge orientated. We've now moved it into cartridge and home office orientation or corporate office orientation. It doesn't really matter which it is, but anything for your office or anything for your printers or anything for your computers or laptops or
so are we talking
keypads.
like bulk office supplies? Like if
Bulk
I'm running an office,
supplies.
we can do there too. But even some of the smaller scale ones,
yeah,
doesn't matter. Small business, big business.
It
It's
doesn't
all.
even need to be business. It could be you at home. You've got a
It's a
printer
flexible
at home.
work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got a printer at home for whatever reason.
What are your prices like, mate?
Our prices
It's
are
cut to the chase.
fantastic. Super.
Yeah?
You should know better than to ask.
Well, it's
Such
a loaded
silly
question, mate. It's a loaded question.
No, we've got very low overheads, so we keep the prices down,
Exactly.
and we certainly will beat a lot of prices around in the market just because we just have no overhead, so we can afford to sell at lower margins.
Yeah, that's so. If you're running a small office or running your now home office at home, you know who to give us a call or check out. Just Google Hilltop Cartridge
You know,
Supplies.
it's the right time of year to be buying your stuff for your kids for school for next year. We can help you with that sort of stuff. You get information from your school to go out and buy this stuff. We can fill those lists for you.
It's a great point.
Small business, South Australian company.
Absolutely.
And 2 baseball guys making it happen here.
Get on board. Get on board.
Austin Gallagher, speaking of baseball guys, he
trying to get
pops
on
this
board.
way up, trying to get on board.
He ain't trying to get on board. He's trying to clear the fence here.
He's trying to go around the board. Is that an expression in baseball? It is now.
Well, you can bring it out.
It is a monopoly. I'm not sure whether it's in baseball. But
Yeah.
hey, you come up. You're the man with the sayings, mate.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to date
Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah.
And I'm still
Aren't we all?
I'm still looking for that gorgonzola
Gorgonzola.
cheese.
Well, Austin Gallagher, maybe he can give me something to shriek about here.
I'm sure you got one in the tank.
He can hit the ball a long way, Austin Gallagher, affectionately known as Gally. He's been helping out a lot in the baseball community in the high performance programs, with the women's program too. I know he's playing for Canberra. I think he might be. I know he's been helping a lot of the high performance women, and he hits this one hard. This one's back. This one's heading towards right field, and Hallelujah! Austin Gallagher has a solo shot, and the lead doubles. It's 4-2 Marlins.
Well, that one wasn't foul.
Definitely not. That one was hit a mile for the second time tonight. He's dialed in for this, and he expands the lead, and that could be a crucial insurance run. Look at him get all of that one on the Plura Activewear replay.
And that ball was up. That's in a hitter's zone right there, and especially a hitter like Gally.
Hit a long way off Damon Arnold. He's had a pretty nice season. He's got a minuscule run, and now this one is hit hard right off the bat, and that one is going to go hop off the fence. Bass Noy, he probably robbed of a double in a regulation game, but he's going to get a single.
That's one of those catches with good wheels.
And well played by Geordie, though. He's just got it and got it in quick, you know. Bounced off the fence, got a good read.
Yep.
And got that ball in straight away.
Yep.
You see on screen Tam Harkin, one of the women playing at a pretty high level in South Australia. That's going to be exciting about the Adelaide Hub, too, is we have one of the 2 women's showcases that's coming, seeing the best women in all of Australian baseball, and the Giants helping make that happen, too. South Australia just a leader in women's baseball in the country in general. Just a few years ago, they started the Women's League and started off with just a few teams playing here at West Beach, and it's grown into every team having multiple teams in multiple divisions.
3 divisions now.
3 divisions. It's wild. And now getting to be playing the first National Women's Showcase game and have a team in the ABL next year. That's pretty cool. And this one's grounded over to short, and now we're going to have double up throw off the back of Bass Noy. That one is going to hurt a little bit. And is that a mistake?
No, Bass did well there. He held his
Yeah.
line. He held his line. He didn't have to move off his line. So and the ball hit him in the back. So it's that's a break for the Marlins there. Instead of being a double play, it's just one out. So while we're talking about the ABL stuff too, is there's also the past players thing on the 15th of January as well for all the ex-Giants players as well. So that we just give that a bit of a plug and make sure that all the players around South Australia that played for the Bite or the Giants in past years come
and
down.
This one's hit hard. This one is back, and this one is fair and over the fence.
No, I think it bounced.
Did it bounce? It's a ground rule double, so it'll advance the runner to third. These are 3 hard hit balls coming off Damon Arnold here as it's a double towards right field, and we'll call the action in a second. But on that, Dunny, it's just the Claxton Shield players. Anyone that's represented South Australia playing for that Claxton Shield, Giants giving them an opportunity to come out for free and watch those games just because they've been a part of South Australia competing and trying to bring that baby back home.
Yeah, it's been a while now. We're up over 40 years, so it's we never had the opportunity to win one. I was playing in the Bite, and the Giants have had a couple of opportunities now and been runner-up, so we're chomping at the bit to bring it back to South Australia.
Greg Moselle swings at the first pitch. This one could be awkward. Jordan Mcardle has no idea where it is, and it drops. That's going to score 1 run. Runner slides into third, and he's called out, but it scores 2 runs.
1
run. Scores 1 run, and it's 5-2. And Jordan Mcardle, I think, just lost it in the lights, and it drops in. And I never thought I'd say this before, but Greg Moselle has an RBI in a grand final.
Isn't that strange? It was a good play by Hutch in the end there. I mean, Mcardle couldn't find it, and Hutch got up and made the play and got an out at third base. So it's they got themselves out a bit of strife there. It could have easily been runners at second and third with 1 out, and a big opportunity for.
So it's 5-2 with 1 out. Home run from Gallagher, single from Bass Noy, a ground rule double from Cesar Perez, and Greg Moselle just puts one into the lights, and that is going to be the end of Damon Arnold. And there will be a pitching change here, and look who's coming in. Speaking of ABL alumni, it's John Challenor, pitched for the Adelaide Giants back in the olden days. He's going to come in and try to keep this game close.
And you talk about a KG veteran. This is the guy who is a KG veteran. He's been around a long time.
Riley Moore, in one of the games, in the first game he caught to him, was saying he had to go out to the mound to tell John Challenor to slow down, but he also said he didn't have enough fingers to throw down as many pitches as John Challenor actually can throw, not just throw, but throw effectively in a game situation.
Yeah, he's he knows what he's doing out there. He's been doing it for a long time. I mean, he was playing when I was playing, so that's how far back. And Soup, that's how far back Chunky goes. So, a good guy, been around a long time, good for baseball. He loves the game, and he's one of the really nice guys that have been around a long time.
And started off as a catcher. Has got signed with the Dodgers a catcher, and they noticed how live his arm was and could hit as well. There's no doubt about it. I've seen him hit some long balls playing for Goodwood. But obviously the power of that arm and the ability to make so many different pitches and throw them all at different times in the count. Made him such a competitor and a tough guy to get hits off of.
Jack Platten up to bat, swings at the first pitch, and he can throw it hard. He can mix it up. He can't throw it as hard as he used to. He used to be able to really throw it hard, but he can really mix off that off speed though.
Yeah, when he used to throw hard in the old days, and he had a nasty splitty, and then that was really effective because he did throw the ball so hard.
And that's 2 pitches for strikes to get ahead of the count here on Jack Platten.
And a 2-times Caps medalist as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, he's certainly a baseball stalwart, this fella.
He's part of the South Australian baseball folklore here, John Challinor. And he needs to keep this game close to give the Seahawks a shot. I know the Marlins were super motivated to try to go out there and win this game. All the talk has been about the Seahawks, but the Marlins there's 2 teams in the grand final, and the Marlins certainly in pole position right now. Here at the top of the 6th. And this one's hit hard. Good at bat here from Platten. That might score a run. There's going to be a play at the plate, and it was a great throw from Jordan Mcardle to get that in and keep the runner in check. That almost...
I mean, that's 3 good at-bats by Platts. He's hit the ball hard 3 times in a row, and, you know, eventually you get some breaks and a ball gets through. So he's done a magnificent job there for a young kid to keep going up, doing what he needs to do, and put the ball into play. So that's fantastic.
But he did well, didn't he, on that? That ball was outside edge of the plate, and he's just driven it.
But that would have scored Cesar Perez, no?
No, it would have, yes.
Perez got out on the play.
Perez got out, yeah, he did.
And that play by Lightbody, that was a very good play under a lot of pressure to get that out.
Yeah, and again, by Hutch too as well. So
where is Perez here? Because Bishop lined out.
He got thrown out.
Yeah, he got thrown out third. Yep, there you go. Yep.
Attaboy, Eric.
Stay hot.
And this is where Chunky's got to come back.
Could be a costly mistake. So runners on third. A nice play holding them up. So Jack Platten on base, and Josh Whelan.
You're talking about,
And it's a walk, so bases will be loaded. And Sean Maple has an opportunity to deliver a huge punch to the Seahawks late in this 7-inning grand final contest. Marlins with an opportunity to pull in front. They've already scored 2 this inning.
Especially with 1 out here, you know. There's 2 out. 2 out. I was looking there and going, we're talking.
The story of the Marlins versus the last time they played the Seahawks, or one of the last times, was how many times they left runners on base. They had bases loaded, it felt like every inning, 11. And the Seahawks just kept getting them out, and they ended up losing by only 1 or 2 runs. Yep. It could be the same story here, or they have a chance to rewrite history. Jack Platten, or Sean Maple, sorry, up to bat. Jack Platten on second. That's in there for a strike.
And that's where, you know, in this sort of situation, Platts can run. And as a coach here, I would send him and try and make an out if the ball got through.
Yeah, because you got 1 out.
Yeah,
2 out.
Yeah, but I mean, you're just going to go for it. If he gets thrown out at the plate, he gets thrown out of the plate. You score another run.
7.
You make your outfielders panic and make him make a play. If they don't make a play, we score another run, right?
And that's a good intel there from the third base Giants coach to give us an insight on what you're thinking at that point in time, because that's an art right there, to know the game and go, okay, am I just going to get 1 or am I going to go for 2, and what's the pros and cons? And obviously, like you said, instead of being 6, you're then 7.
Correct. And there really is.
But a swing and a miss.
And
John Challinor gets a huge out and keeps the bases loaded, and the Marlins at bay, and the Seahawks with a shot. That is some crafty moves from the crafty veteran.
Yeah, well, what that does is it keeps the Seahawks within the game here. That
and the heart of the lineup coming up.
That's right. You know, all of a sudden, if it's 6-7, you know, as you were saying, you're trying to get to that 7 mark.
Yep.
And obviously, that becomes a lot harder to get. You know, what we talk about is you don't want it to be a walk-off, right? You keep it away from that opportunity of being a walk-off. And
the thing here, as a coach and GM for my side with the Marlins, I don't mind Wingrove now coming up with no one on.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, so he's not going to beat you.
Yeah.
So he hits a 1-run home run. Hang with him.
That's
it's 5-3. So you don't want him coming up.
Riley Moore.
Sorry, Riley. You don't want him coming up with runners, and you know you have 1 or 2 or 3 runners on, and he hits a bomb and the game's over. So It's an interesting time of the game now to and again, this is where hitters press.
Well, this is the other thing is you're right. Hitters are pressing. Fitzy's had a long time on the bench as well.
Yep.
Now it's a cool night.
Yep.
Now he's got to gear back up, and he had such an outstanding innings, the innings before. So it's really important. He's got to fire back up here, and now a great learning curve for him is here you go more Mcardle, Roger Wingrove. So this is another awesome experience for him as in his development. But it's going to be real. Here's a tail right here. It could
Fitzy had bases loaded, and he got that out, and he had 3 soft hit balls in the last inning.
That's right.
Both teams have had bases loaded and not really capitalized like they should in this game. Both teams have had an error that it's cost them some runs, but it's just a couple more clutch hits from the Marlins here. Do the Seahawks have a couple up their sleeve in the next couple innings?
But the other thing it comes down to is the good pitching that we've seen.
True.
And that's what we talked about at the start was such a factor in this game. Good pitchers don't let hitters get those cheap hits.
Well, how's Jason Lott going 2 1/3 and not allowing a hit and just walking 2? And then Matt Hutchings scored on the air, no earned runs. The Marlins have actually not allowed an earned run this game. That other one came off of the soft hit balls when it was runners on first and second, starting with the as this one's laced over towards right field. That one stays fair. Riley Moore sees one, and he's going to have to stay there in a hard hit ball that he'll have a single and he'll get aboard. But like I was saying, they haven't allowed an earned run yet this game because it came off the Joker card. One of the runs, the other one off an error.
Yep.
So it's some great pitching to your point there.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what we talked about at the start that was going to happen. And that was really important.
And we've got a pinch runner out there, I think. We do. Who's that out there, Soup Dog?
That is, it looks like Brody Heaps.
Brody Heaps, the Rookie of the Year last year in the SABL. He's got some wheels. So Riley Moore gets aboard. How long can you keep the Seahawks offense at bay? We're in inning number 6. They've got them through 5 okay. Through some great pitching from those ABL arms. Jason Lott was fantastic. Riley Yateman came in, and he was excellent. And now they're just on Tom Fitzgerald. They've only used 3 pitchers here, and they're in the 6th inning. They've done a good job getting through the lineup, haven't they?
They certainly have, and we knew that from the start. We called it, we talked about it, and they've executed. And that's where the other thing is you've got to execute. You can have all the arms in the world, but they got to keep their pitch counts down, and they did a great job with that.
Now, here's another one for you. So Riley Moore, Jordan Mcardle, Rickson Wingrove, they face Fitzy when he's throwing live at-bats in training. Is that an advantage for the hitters in this situation because they've gone against Fitzy more often than most guys would have?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they've seen him a lot more than anyone else has, so it's certainly a situation where you understand a little bit more. You know, the more times you face someone, the more you start to work them out. So you just got to keep mixing it up.
And they know his tendencies.
But you do, but then that's where a pitcher, you got to be smart and mix it up a little bit.
You got to pitch.
And not get into those rhythms and get into those consistent, pitch after pitch. You need to mix up your pitches and make sure you're doing the right thing.
He's thrown some very good pitches here. Did you see the strike before that came in on the knees inside, and then he's come up high with the high heat that Mcardle's chased, and then he's gone the softer way down there.
Yep.
Like there's 3 different pitches in a battle here against an outstanding hitter, but as well, Fitzy's thrown those pitches that have done very well.
Yep.
So just, that battle inside of a battle and those little things that make the difference between a good hitter and a good pitcher, and that's ABL standard right there.
Yeah, sure. Exactly.
Mcardle swings at this one. It's a high fly. It's going to get caught up in the wind. Moving over is Josh Whelan. He tried to get a hold of it. It just got caught up a bit. The runner will stay at first. 1 down for Fitzgerald and the Marlins. Angus Roger comes up to bat. He's 0 for 1 and walked once. Only 2 hits today for the Seahawks total here in the 6th inning.
Getting ahead with the breaking ball right there.
That's a good pitch, because I mean Roger's never going to swing at that pitch.
No.
First pitch, you know, he's not looking for that pitch. You throw that for a strike, and it's almost automatic every time.
He throws that one hard. I wonder how hard that one's coming in there. What's he been hitting on the radar lately?
90, 91. That's sort of his range. That's where he's sort of at. But you know, he just, you know, Fitzy's just a competitor. He just loves being out there. He loves doing what he's doing. So, and he loves this situation. This is when he wants to be pitching. So,
wants the ball in big moments. Gets him to chase on one and gets the strike. The second strike on Angus Roger brings it to a 1-2 count. Already with one out. Rickson Wingrove standing in the on-deck circle. Tough part of the lineup to get through. Throws it hard but high, and
he's letting it fly right there. You know,
Yep.
It's like this is. I'm not going to make a mistake by leaving it up. I'm going to let it fly.
watches this one, and it just hugs the outside, brings the count full.
How was the hush in the air right there? Just at that moment, it was.
Full count.
Angus knowing his strike zone.
Roger trying to bring him closer. Swings at this one. It's right towards short. Holds the throw and makes the play. Advances the runner, though, so it's a runner in scoring position as Sean Maple dishes it across the diamond. That's the second out. Rickson Wingrove.
And Fitzy's done, so his pitch counts is done as well. So here it gets even more interesting, right? You get another guy coming.
That's right.
Well, those are the big three in the lineup that they wanted to get through. Is Jason Lott, who does a fantastic job. He doesn't allow a hit. Goes 2 1/3. Riley Yateman does a pretty good job in relief. Gets them out of a jam with a runner on, and then only allows the one run with the Joker card played. Fitzy comes in, he loaded the bases, but then he got out of the jam, and then he only allows the one hit, and he gets 6 outs out of his appearance. That's a fantastic work, especially from those 2 Adelaide Giants rostered players in Jason Lott and Tom Fitzgerald.
Yeah, no, they've done a really good job, and you know, the Giants coaching staff sits back with Tank and Spency and says that's good work by those guys, and it shows they're progressing towards where we need to be by the 5th of January. So, yes, this is important, but in the scheme of things, it's a step to where they need to be in 2 weeks' time. So
The other thing also, they're only young. Those 3 guys.
Absolutely.
What's the age of Lott? How old is he?
Mid-20s.
Yeah, so he's the oldest out of the 3.
But he was a rookie in the ABL last year.
Yeah, exactly. So there's the future that's lining up for South Australian baseball, which is outstanding, and you know, a great experience for these guys. They'll put that in the tin and go, thanks for the outing and thanks for the opportunity to face these guys. And now it doesn't get any easier.
Pitching change here, AJ Verestigi into the game. This one brought to you by On Deck Baseball, just a new partner that joined up. There's going to be some prizes, some sweet baseball swag for a couple of the premier players in the competition. But up to bat right now, on the mound, is AJ Verestigi. He actually leads the competition in strikeouts on the mound for Golden Grove. He's got 49 in the competition, and he is standing out there on the mound right here, ready to make some work.
Well, at that point in time, it's where you got to look at who's going to step up to bat, and when it's Wingrove, you know that becomes a really tight opportunity for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is, and again, this is where you know Rickson's just got to stay within himself and do what he does well, and not try and press. If you press, this is where you're overswinging or you swing at bad pitches. You just got to get something. Got to get something you can handle and do what you're paid to do.
Well, you see, Geordie just lifted that just got under that one, you know, and normally he does very well going to that opposite field where he just keeps that top hand through the ball. He just got under it just a little.
Yep.
Rickson Wingrove affiliated with the Phillies, and he hits this one fair, and this might score a run. Runner pushing for home. Heaps will score. Wingrove has an RBI to bring the Seahawks a little bit closer He rips one down the line and gets the job done.
And you know that we talk about Wingrove before and the quality that he is there, and just being able to turn on that at the right time.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Jeremy
Walk off Wingrove.
Yeah, he's been clutch all year, and they really needed that. That's 2 out hitting, and it brings the tying run to the plate.
The other thing I like is that swing there. That's just a straight swing. That's not a swing to try and be a hero.
No, that was good. That was good.
Good hitting right there, and that's where we talked about guys can press and try to lift, and that was just great hitting.
It would have been tempting as a hitter to try to press and lift there.
100%, it is, and that's where that's some maturity of Wingrove right there. And he's only a young fella, but that was good hitting.
Yep.
I like to see that. That.
Oh, absolutely.
That can be that just pop up, and then all of a sudden that kills us.
Yep.
5-3 keeps you within the game still. And that's quality hitting.
This one pops straight up in the air. This one drifting back towards us in the commentary booth. We'll see where this lands. Is it somewhere near us? As you see us there, Basnoy running towards Josh Cakebread too.
It's a souvenir for someone. Or it could be a free soft drink.
Free Coke. Get those balls back, get a free
Coke. Not necessarily
Coke.
Coke, Michael. It's not always good for you, Coke. I keep telling you that.
Coke Zero.
That's it. Keep the sugar levels down. Oh.
This one just gets away. Good job from Basnoy to snag this one. Jeremy Creswell has got a walk in this game, and he struck out once, but he's made a couple nice defensive plays, as he usually does. Here we are in the penultimate inning in this 7-inning game. Tying run at the plate. He chases this one. It's a strikeout, so the SABL strikeout leader has one here in the Super League Grand Final and keeps it a 5-3 game heading to the last inning. Well, we're set up, I think, for a grandstand finish here.
Well, it just goes to show that it doesn't get any easier for the Seahawks as you got the strikeout king coming up. And just, that is a nasty pitch right there to get a guy like Creswell out. Yeah. Creswell's not a cheap out, and that... he really threw a great pitch at that point in time, and again for the Marlins with their pitching depth, it just keeps them strong to keep the Seahawks down to 3 runs, which we haven't seen that for a long time. That's the pitching. Well, it's a game of pitching, right? You 3 out of 10 and you're a good hitter.
Yeah, pitching will be in focus here for the Marlins. Marlins brought to you, of course, we talked about Hilltop cartridges, or now Hilltop office supplies. Sorry,
that's it.
Michael,
come on, get
but
it
also
right.
Advanced Sporting Solutions. A big thanks to them for stepping up this season and sponsoring another Super League club. They've done a little bit of work around the ground as well too. And Advanced Sporting Solution, great sports surface company here in South Australia. So make sure you get in touch with Advanced Sporting Solutions. But
another local company.
Another local company.
Absolutely.
Just like Hilltop Office Supplies, the Marlins sponsor. So big thanks for them to getting on board here. And, of course, Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse for sponsoring the competition and the prize money at the end of this for Super League Baseball. We head to the last inning. The veteran, John Challenor, on the mound. He's been around forever, it feels like, in South Australian baseball. He's got the heart of the lineup. Areola, Gallagher, and Noy do up. His job is simple. Give the dangerous Seahawks bat a chance to win it in the bottom. The Marlins going to look to pull ahead right here. Let's see how the 7th and last inning of the Super League season plays out.
Now, Michael, if you were the Seahawks, 5-3, what would you prefer to come out of this innings?
Oh, you've got to put up a 0. Pretty simple. There's not, you need to get three quick outs. It's tough. You got the 2, 3, 4 guys up. So, and then you have the bottom of your lineup up. So it's
right.
it's set up. It's set up for a fairy tale type finish here. So,
and at this point in time, it's set up for a Marlins win right here.
Oh, you don't know. You've got to keep throwing strikes. You've still got good hitters at the bottom of your lineup. So, this is exactly what we want in regards to the final to be. You don't want to blow out. We didn't want it 10-1.
No, that's right.
It's a game where, hang on a minute, this is on the line here. Yep. Who's going to stand up? That's the other thing you think about and that's why we set this league up. Yeah. Who stands up in this situation? Is it a veteran? Is it a kid that comes in? Who's gonna break it?
Yep. Well, just to recap here, teams traded runs off errors in the early going, and then it was a 2 RBI home run from Cesar Perez, and Matt Hutchings made an incredible effort to try to catch that over the wall that put them up 3-1. Marlins played the joker card, but they grounded into a double play, didn't score a run. Seahawks played a joker card, but they couldn't really get a hit going, and they only scored a run just from soft hit grounds balls. This one's jammed, and this one's going to find a gap. And that is a hit from Brody athlete, Brody Areola. But they made it a 3-2 game, but the difference came in that 6th inning. Austin Gallagher, home run, then hard hit balls from Basnoy and Cesar Perez. That helped score a couple runs. They loaded the bases. They got out of the jam. Seahawks added a run the last inning, but you're up to speed with the game, and now Brody Areola on base, and Austin Gallagher, he might be thinking swing for it right here and try to put this game maybe out of reach.
You watch these swings right here.
He's hit 9 home runs in the South Australian Baseball League so far in just the 10 games Kensington have played.
Yep, that's pretty impressive.
And I think Chunky will what we call nibble around the edges right here.
Yeah, you've got to be careful here to nibble too, because you you none out with runners at first and second. You don't want that situation either. So it's you need to get outs, and nibbling in the top of the 7th is not something you want to be doing.
No, that's right. And now you're behind in the count. What do you think it's at this point in time?
Oh, it's an off-speed pitch for sure. He's not gonna throw anything hard at him, but Gully's just going to sit on it. If it's over the plate, I'm sure his shoes are going to come off.
Tried to swing at that one, and he'll have to reset as he just missed it.
And you could see he wasn't too happy with missing that, was he?
He was sitting off speed. It's just a matter of what pitch he was going to get. So, and he knows he missed one there. So he now has to refocus, work out what his mindset is, and come back in there and get the next one.
And he's pitching him very, carefully. Some degree of caution here used from Chunky on the mound.
And here's another situation here at 3-1. Brody can run too. Do you send the runner 3-1 with none out? You put some pressure on. I'd put some pressure on. We're in front.
And the other thing is we've got a left-hander that blocks the runner as well, so it gives him that advantage.
Called strike, full count coming up.
Called strike and a breaking ball, so I reckon Michael Dunn at that point in time, you would have been off.
Well, I'm running here.
Yeah.
3-2, I'm running here. I mean, as I said, we're 5-3 in front. We're not behind.
Yep.
Put some pressure on. He either strikes out, which is unlikely.
And you don't want a ground ball double play.
Gallagher swings at this one, and it's another chopper that finds the outfield. It's like 2 of the same plays, but a throw over at second. He's called out on the force. He had to be careful. He had to hang back a bit in case that was caught. Areola's got some speed, but not that much speed. He's going to be called out at second. Take a look at the plural replay.
Where you get stuck between a rock and a hard place, there's not much you can do there. I mean, the only thing Areola can do is that he could have been a bit further down the line, because even if Josh catches that, he's still got time to get back. But
that's right. That's the only thing. But
Brody's got to probably be a little bit further down the line, not so far back. Again, you can be aggressive when you're 5-3 in front.
That's right. And at that point, he's got his back to him. What's the chance of him coming up?
Oh, there's no
chance.
That guy out? No chance.
Not Areola.
No chance. He could have been probably halfway down. Even if Josh catches that, he doesn't doesn't get him out.
Yep.
He had a really hard hit single in his last at bat that just one hopped off the wall.
But this is things where you talk about. I'll talk to Brody about that after the game. It's kids got to learn. Kids have got to learn in those sort of situations of what they need to be doing. So.
Yeah, that's what you do in this situation, because this is what happens. This one put straight up in the air. Riley Moore trying to find it. Oh, he almost lost it in the light, but he gets the ball. That's the second out. Keeps it close. John Challenor hasn't allowed much. It's been one up the elevator chute and 2 soft hit chop balls.
That's a tough catch right there. Right at that point in time, it just drifted away.
Sigh of relief.
They're not easy to take.
There's a look at the veteran, John Challenor. He would be loving being in this moment right now.
Absolutely.
Trying to keep his team in the game. He'd be the pitcher of record if the Seahawks do come back and win. So having a winning pitch next to your name when you're in a grand final, that was what would be on the line for John Challenor if he can set his team up to do so.
But right now he's got a lot of work to do here. He's got the hot bishop, and you've got to work hard on this guy.
Hitting over 400. He's got 5 home runs in SABL, and he leads the Super League in doubles. He got off to one start where he had like 8 straight at-bats where he just had a hit, and 4 or 5 of them were for home runs. I mean, he is just being so hot, Mike Bishop, right now this season.
And that's another product of the SABL where he stuck around with his club. He played a lot of Division 2 baseball and got his opportunity to come up and play Division 1, and he's taken it with both hands, and he's really he's thriving in that situation.
And a club guy with Kensington, and now the captain.
Yep, yeah, he's done really well. And again, 3-1 with 2 out, I'd run here.
Yep. You'd run Galley?
Yep.
And Galley had run too.
And lucky
he's just a walk, yeah.
He was frozen pizza there for a second. He didn't know where he was going.
Well, this is where a big difference is here. If Areola wasn't caught out, you would have bases loaded.
Yeah, that's a situation. That's exact. Bases loaded with 1 out.
Well, that'll be the end of John Challinor, where he will have a pitching change. It must be Liam Scott coming in.
Yep.
Wow, it is Liam Scott. So if this is your first Super League game and you want the story on Liam Scott, primarily just a Division 3 player before this season. He's got a couple games of Division. He's played a little bit of Division 2. He's been on the roster for some Div 1 games, from what I understand, but not heavily used.
He's played a little bit, but
mainly a Division 3 before this year.
If we wind the clock back and we look at that and wind it back earlier, and we talk about charter stuff and kids making state teams and charters, Liam was never one of those. Never one of those. Just a club ball guy that said, you know what, I want to get better, and worked and worked and worked, and under the guidance of Darren Fidge, and worked. In the wintertime, they'd be in car parks, they'd be everywhere, getting wherever they could actually throw together. And Darren Fidge and him worked really hard together. Then, you've got Malcolm Gregg, who's also worked well with him at Goodwood, and Justin Clark here. So he's got 3 guys under his guidance, and again, Ben Wigmore above that as the head coach.
So he's worked hard to get here, but he came in not even on the roster at the start of the day.
Well,
earlier in the season.
Funny story is he was on our roster. Then we took him off the roster, and then he came back on. He was the fringe guy,
and it was bases loaded, no outs. Marlins down by 1 run in the bottom of the last inning versus the Seahawks. He comes in and gets strikeout, ground ball, comes in later for another relief appearances, gets the job done. But he is the reason that the Seahawks won that game, and now he has to be the reason why the Seahawks can remain in the game with a runner in scoring position.
That's right. And again, we talk about experience and development and opportunities, and again, for Liam to become a better pitcher, more opportunities and more situations like this, the better.
Cesar Perez already has a home run in this game, and he has a hard hit ball in the last one. It was a double on his last at bat. So he'd be a nominee for one of the Plura players of the game, as this one is chopped foul.
Yeah, he's certainly up there, that's for sure.
But Liam Scott has to get him out, and he's already ahead in the count, 0-2.
But he's still got a lot of work to do right here, and this is going to be a tough battle.
Runner going. Called inside ball, but we've got a runner on third, just trying to push.
And that's Galley he's a heads-up baseballer right there. He sees an opportunity to take the bag. No one's going to be holding him on because you're concentrating on the hitter. You're not worrying about the runner at second.
And now a little bleeder scores a run now.
This is up the middle. It's going to have to be a good play. They'll pick it up and scoop to second. Liam Scott gets the ground ball. Creswell and Cakebread do the rest. The Marlins get they don't score any runs, and it's a crucial hold for the Seahawks as we head to the bottom of the last. Well done, Liam Scott.
An outstanding pitch, keeping the breaking ball down and getting the ground ball. That's exactly what you want for your pitcher to do. Don't leave it up. Get it down, get the ground ball, give it to the experienced double play guys, and get up the middle and get that out. So fantastic.
Well, boys, this is it. We head to the bottom of the last inning of the 2020 Super League season. AJ Verestigi coming back on the mound. For the Seahawks, it's Cakebread, Nucky, and Hutchings, 7, 8, 9. In the words of Chris Lawson, the general manager of the Rays, who's been on a lot of these broadcasts, 7, 8, 9, get it done. That's how games are won. And that is what the Seahawks are going to need to rely from their 7, 8, 9 hitters right here.
100%. And Smokey is a student of the game, and he knows it very well. And 7, 8, 9 is the key. You see it so many times that you need to get one of these guys on to get to the top of the lineup to start it again.
Yep.
Well, how's this? Over in the away team dugout box, you have a bunch of players that were on Los Bravos, the winter ball winning team of the South Australian competition. On the mound right now, trying to close it out, is AJ Verestigi, who's on that team. Cesar Perez has a home run and that big double in this game. They played a big role. Liam Scott, also on Los Bravos, just got that crucial out. Yep. Los Bravos really showing up here, supporting their teams in the South Australian community. It's been a good crowd and a grandstand finish we're up for here at the Super League Grand Final. Josh Cakebread, simple mission, get on base, try to turn this lineup over for some of those big hitters and give them a chance to walk it off for a Super League win, the first of its kind in terms of the charter formation of the Super League competition. Cakebread played all 3 years of the Super League competition.
It's about time for him to retire. He's getting pretty old, Josh, isn't he? 40, 42.
Up there with Challenor. Swings through this one. Verestigi, like we said, the strikeout king of the South Australian Baseball League for Golden Grove District Golden Grove and Central Districts Baseball Club. Cakebread, 0 for 2 on the day. Lays off that one. It's inside, 2-1. AJ not too happy with that, as you can see. Hitters count. Both teams traded jabs all day. Just that 2-run shot really proving to be the big difference. Austin Gallagher's home run in the last making a big difference too. He's played some good defense, and Josh Cakebread, though, does what he needs to do. He gets on base, and Harry Nucky, who represents the tying run, comes to the plate. That would have been the objective. Let's just get the tying run to the plate first.
Well, the big
one thing at a time.
The big chat as a pitching coach would be is you don't walk the leadoff, right? And that's at that point. But when you're 5-3 up right here, you've still got the strikeout guy on the hill. But that opens the door. At 5-3, walk the lead off. You want to now make something happen.
Well, they'll try to run up the pitch count of Verestigi and get to the next pitcher. First pitch swing, though, and Nucky is going to line this right to Areola. That's one aside. They're just 2 outs away. Matt Hutchings up to bat. He surprised on the first pitch swing. He got okay of it. Piece of it, though.
That's a good swing. I mean, he just hit it straight at him. I mean, he hits it anywhere else. It's a
double home run,
you know. It's just you can't knock Nux for swinging at that. He hit it right off the barrel. It's a good swing. So
and especially with this guy pitching, yeah. you get an opportunity. You got to go after that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's aggressive hitting. Now Dylan Redding is the pinch hitter. The other thing is they talk about in baseball is the last 3 outs.
Oh, they're the hardest 3 out to make. They're the hardest in the world to make. So
do they get harder with each out as you approach? So this one chopped up the middle. It's a base hit. Matt Hutchings advances the runner into scoring position. The tying run is aboard, and the go-ahead winning run is going to come to the plate. Things have certainly really become tense at West Beach. Mitch Lightbody, he's got an RBI and a single today already. There'll be a mound visit. Is that allowed?
No.
If he's just working out signs, I mean, you're allowed to go out there just if he stood.
What signs is he working out?
No, but if you stand out there and have a chat with him, you're not allowed to do that. So.
Mitch Lightbody, he's already got an RBI today. Watches this one in. Called ball. Riley Moore, he's had a phenomenal Super League Baseball campaign so far. He stands on deck.
Tonight.
But they're just a ground ball away from winning the grand final of the Super League, the Marlins. But the Seahawks are a swing of the bat away from winning it themselves. We are one swing away from a result either way.
Get ready, folks.
2-0 count. Good chance to swing at something for the Sturt product, and he does. He reaches at this one. This is drifted into the air. It's an awkward one. Areola makes the play, and it's 2 outs. But this is who you want up to bat. Riley Moore, 6 home runs in the competition. He's got a hit in this. He's got 10 hits overall now, and 6 of them have been the deep ball. And a deep ball would win it here. But are you thinking deep ball or just hit? And then you even get Jordan Mcardle, who's on deck up to bat.
One thing we talk about in baseball is it might not be your day, but it can be your moment. And that's a big thing. You know, he hasn't had his day.
He's 1 for 3. And he swings at the first pitch. It's in the air, but it could be an awkward one. Wheeling, charging onto it, moving back in to make the catch. Austin Gallagher brings it in. And the Marlins, the Northern representatives, prove that the North rules in South Australia. They're your 2020 Super League champions. That could have been an awkward one.
That was a great catch in the end, wasn't it, by Galley?
Gallagher had a phenomenal game.
Unbelievable catch.
I mean, that could easily have fell in. I mean, that's a fantastic catch. But that's a great game. I mean, in the end, someone had to win, someone had to lose. But
look at him. He had eyes on that from the minute it went back, straight away.
Wow.
Bang.
A fantastic performance, and the Marlins really do ride a great pitching start there, especially from Lott, Fitzgerald, but even Yateman, Verestigi did a great job. We talked to a few of the Marlins players before the game, and they just did not like that the Seahawks were considered the team that was just automatically going to win this game. The Marlins know they got a good team, and they proved it, and they're the Super League champions. And Dunny, congratulations, you're the Super League general manager, winning team of the winning team twice in the competition now.
Yeah, that's twice now. So you know, the guys have played well, and you know, we're proud with the efforts that they've done, and you know, Soup's team had a fantastic run as well. So they'll be grand finalists in this competition for many years to come with the kids that they've got out there. So you know, you have to take your hat off to everyone. I think we put a good product out there. And in the end, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure that we had a good product that people at home enjoyed sitting and watching, and I think we've proved that. Which we congratulate everyone behind the scenes.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, in regards to the league and Tyron Hambley and Sarah Kelly and yourself, Eric, for all the work that you've done, and Cole Alexander as the colonel of the whole ship.
The commish.
Gentlemen, we certainly appreciate everything you do as well, too. We're going to take a break right here, and we're going to then go throw it down to the field with Tyrone Hambley and the awards presentations, and then I'm going to catch an interview, I think, with Austin Gallagher after the game, and we'll call it after that. So stay tight. The awards are coming, but Pratty, Dunny, thank you very much for joining me in the broadcast booth this year, and congratulations to you, Michael Dunn, on your winning team.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll be back after this on field with Tyrone Hambley and the winning Northern Marlins.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I could just have your attention for a few minutes. Firstly, I'd just like to start by saying congratulations to both teams for making it here. I think we can all agree that's a pretty outstanding game to finish the season with, so congratulations to the Northern Marlins. Just before I go any further, we have to say a big thank you to the people who made this league possible, the sponsors. Just the Thing sponsor was the naming right of the league. We thank Jason and his team down at Just the Thing Furniture, CMI Toyota, Spacequake Sports, Plura, Belgravia Sports, Fresh and Delicious, Advanced Sporting Surfaces SA, Hilltop Cartridge Supplies, Peak 24, JSR Plumbing, and our last one, On the Deck Baseball. On the Deck Baseball have supplied an MVP for tonight's game, who will receive, I think it's a glove and some batting gloves. The MVP for tonight, couple of nice plays at third base, home run. He always leads by example, Austin Gallagher. I don't have anything to give you, but we've got to get it sorted out.
Yeah, cheers.
Good job. All right, get a photo. So what I'll do first, just real quick, Mark, I'll get you up here. Just give us a couple of words, mate. Congratulations to the Seahawks. You guys were pretty unbeatable all year. Unfortunately, the Marlins got you tonight. So, Mark, yeah, just real quick, mate.
Thanks, Tyrone. Congratulations.
No worries,
to the
boys.
Marlins. Well done.
Really sucks you guys lost.
Great pitching, great hitting. Well done. Our guys have very much played the game the right way, all the right way through. You had some great fun, some great games, some great plays. A couple of young guys come on, so all in all, very good. Great results throughout the season. Just missed tonight. Better. Well done.
Thanks, Mark. So now I'll call Craig Powell up, the winning manager for the Northern Marlins, to receive the shield and the cheque for $5,000 as the winning team. Good job, mate. Hold that one up. What's that? Yeah.
I haven't got too much to say. That was a lot of fun. Good tournament. A bit affected by the COVID thing. Tonight, our bullpen was sensational. Set us up, set us up for a good win. Got as far as he did, and the boys backed it up. Good hitting, Cesar, Gallagher, and all-round effort. Thanks very much.
Would you want to bring him up?
So thanks to my assistant coaches too.
Come on, guys, up here, get a picture.
Down here on the field with the MVP of the game, Austin Gallagher. Gallagher champions the Northern Marlins. It means a lot, I'm sure, to you for even the Northern clubs here in the Super League.
Oh, definitely. This year's format and everything was just an outstanding representation of baseball at the club level, and what a way to come out on top. And very proud for the Northern Marlins community.
We'll talk more about the team in a second, but let's talk about Austin Gallagher in that game first. Now, Gally, you had that massive home run, but you had a couple long shots. I know one was foul before, one caught at the wall. You were just seeing the ball well tonight.
Yeah, seeing the ball well, but a combination, it was just an outstanding game, I think, on both sides overall, and that's all you really want from a championship game is just a great competition like that and great competitiveness, and luckily we came out on top, and very, like I said, very awesome for us Marlins players and fans.
Now give me the play-by-play of that last catch, because it was just loopy, it looked like. So take me through that at bat. Riley Moore up to bat. Tell me what happened.
Oh, I mean, they had the most dangerous hitter, I think. And as soon as that ball was hit, I was like, oh no. That was probably one of the toughest plays I made. The left fielder was coming in hard, but that's when you get an opportunity like that, it's always a special moment to make the last play of the game. And just thankful that it didn't swirl too much for me and was able to secure it and secure the victory for sure.
Now, this was an all-star competition, heaps of ABL talent, including yourself in this competition, a lot of up-and-coming players. What does it mean just for the boys back there that they can prove that they're the best in Adelaide?
Well, it was just a great example of all the youth talent that's coming up. I mean, you've got Liam Scott, Riley Yateman just doing outstanding, and collectively all the youth. And I think for the future generation of baseball here in Adelaide and also Australia, it's very positive signs, and really was a great showcase for a lot of those young kids.
Well, we'll leave it on that note. Austin Gallagher, the MVP, and holding the shield here for the Super League of 2020. Thank you very much for joining us all season long. But for baseball in South Australia in 2020, we're signing off. I'm Eric Ballner. Thanks for joining us. Austin Gallagher, congratulations, and we'll see you in 2021.